Once you get a master, it'll break it down. You understand? It'll break it down.
I don't think we get the master.
Or
Yeah, we don't
So that
we
means
don't
you
get
don't get a master.
No, we don't get a master. We don't get a master. We just get the finished product.
So
But
you don't want your own masters then? You don't got your own masters?
No, no.
you're supposed to.
Wow, you so
You're supposed to control your own master. After you finish with the studio, you control your own master. You bring that home.
you bring that home, yeah. But even with the bands, I know when I was part of the bands over the years, when you finish paying everything that's yours. That's your you take that home and you put it in a.
right now we back on live, live.
But come back into talking about writing songs and stuff like that in Trinidad. I'm sure you know Slinger. Every Calypso I'm sure play guitar.
Well,
Here Hachad spoke about getting to because Hachad can play, so he knew exactly where he can send his stuff, basically what he wanted. Now a guy who don't have that skill to play the guitar, he looking for help, he's crying for help, he gotta take what he get. But in Trinidad, everybody play an instrument.
not really.
Whether if it's steel pan or
Well, yeah,
guitar.
But there are some guys who write. I can play the guitar. I can play the keyboard. But I mostly write on the run. I go out in the morning walking. I can come back with a chorus and a verse in my head. And that's how I really do my writing. I go in my garden, I'm writing. I go on the rock fishing, I'm writing. That song that that I came up with the election in 2016. Some shouting is over.
Yeah.
I do that practically. But so it ain't everybody. It's good for a calypsonian to be able to play an instrument. It will help him along. It is.
The key. For the key for the song.
And I'm sure that you all will agree too that it's something that I love really and be biased about it is that we can have the extempo calypsonians that can keep them going into tune and the stuff. Even encourage them to write their own songs because if you can be given a topic like GST and everybody sing on that, you're gonna get the best. It's gonna be a good night. Trust me, it's gonna be a good night. But you tell us extempo, Achad.
Yeah, actually, extempo I recall used to be. It was actually the new form of calypso that had seemed to be taking root and taking foot. It seemed to me like it kind of lost a little bit, and I just sometime watch it in Trinidad. The idea that everybody's singing to the one tune kind of gets a little monotonous. So something there needs to be worked out. But I think there's great potential, nonetheless, in extempo. Because here's the thing: what extempo, as I understand it anyway, when it began, it was kind of focused on trying to. Because the extemporaneous calypsonian for us was our stand-up comedian, and I think that used to create the interest in it. But once again, maybe it's a judging, because once again, like they're judging it now again and try to see who is the best extempo king and all of that. You find the songs are not as comedic, humorous, The guys are sticking to a certain pattern all the time. So I think as long as we keep boxing the art form in, it seems to always hurt, the growth of it.
What you tell us on that, Kodla?
The thing about it is, you can remember we tried it before.
Yeah,
and we had very small participation. The late I Spy, was one.
The extempo.
Extempo, you can have gotten the
DJ
late.
Richie was good on it as
DJ
well.
Richie, you can also gotten the late, the police guy, Eric.
Sandler.
So the numbers are very small, but extempo is very creative. It's for the mind that could spin on the spin of a dime.
And
Of a dime.
how are you doing that
and
years
to
ago?
come back. The same way it's done in Trinidad.
A topic?
We give a topic, yeah.
At the night of the show.
Night of the show.
But the band had a tune.
A tune for that.
Everybody sing to that tune.
And I think that's the correct way to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because if a fella come to sing and he rambling, it's best for you to have a pattern. Whether it's 5, 8 chords, you have to rhyme a song within those 8 chords.
Yeah.
You understand? Measures, I must
Yeah,
say, measures. And that's more creative than the just rambling going.
The
So
first,
band
the
will
first guy
know.
is the one that got the biggest to lose. Them fellas behind can listen and learn, and they can
Let them go.
Yeah, let them go.
But I think
You
that
can
would be
come to
that
the
would be.
sound.
I think I should try to bring that back. I think that would be a little interesting.
Here's a controversial question. Why is it in our Queen show we just task the queens with answering a question out of the paper bag, but we never does it with our calypsonians?
Wow.
It comes back to the extempo.
Extempo, the same thing. Gotta be
And
ready.
there's nothing wrong. If you're a calypsonian, you got your melody. You go up sing a nice song. That's your melody. Why can you not pick a topic and sing to your own melody? So you don't have to always have the same melody all the time. What they call it, the Santo Man in Trinidad. Everybody get that. That gets monotonous after a while.
I don't think, for me, no.
You know,
I don't think.
It does, but the extempo doesn't focus much on the melody. It focuses more on the lyrics,
The lyrics, yeah.
the lyrical content. And
but we have to look at how to make the
space,
extempo
the
interesting.
Yeah.
8 measures, you know, 8 measures, you gotta start your song and end your song.
yeah,
That's very creative.
yep.
You understand?
Getting back to home,
Yeah.
what do you think our standard in Anguilla in terms of calypso? Over the years, are we seeing even those releases that we hear already? Are you seeing it up? Compared to past years. I know, actually, you're gonna blow. If you wanna blow your own trumpet, it's okay. But I mean, the standard is actually what I'm looking at in terms of, you know.
Well, you give me that question to start with. Great. Actually, I think there's the standard is high. For starters, there's some really great songs. I think we are getting close to the 30 Calypsonians release now. Even today, I heard my good friend Sunbeam release, paying tribute to John Benjamin, singing good. I'm very pleased with a lot of these songs I'm hearing. This is the 50th. I certainly did my one, trying to speak to that fact that it's 50th. Now this is something of interest. I was kind of expecting a little more songs speaking to the 50th though, because I would want to think that when you roll back the curtain 10 years from now, and you're looking for songs for the 50th Carnival, you would want songs that depict that time, you know? So I would have really expected to see more of that from some of the Calypsonians. Just a few seem to have gone that direction, but the majority to this point have seemed not to. So that surprised me.
Stinger, what do you think about the standard? Have you been listening?
No.
No, you haven't
I
been
must
listening.
say, I haven't heard not even one calypso, local calypso.
But in recent times, you have not heard
In
anything.
recent times, well, if you ask me in general, if calypso has improved here in Anguilla, I would say yeah, very much so.
Okay.
Compared to when I sang in 75 and 77. You know, back then, to me, they were like nursery rhymes. You know
No,
what
but
I'm
hearing a song that you sang earlier here, I don't think that was a nursery rhyme. That was a song that fit in even today.
Well, you hear the man say when he sing the song, nobody could have compete because everybody was singing nursery rhymes and he was singing
They
the
were,
new song.
they were singing nursery rhyme, that's what I'm saying. You know, nobody was singing what I was singing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But from then to now, there's a big improvement because I have followed one guy saying, Looking Glass or something, that song that brought a big road.
Dudley? For who?
So one of the guys, I think he won the Calypso competition with that. Looking Glass, no? Wasn't that?
I don't remember a song.
Crystal Glass? Crystal Ball?
Crystal Ball?
Crystal
Okay.
Ball. That's a great Calypso.
Yeah.
You know, so
Johnny
even if...
was somebody that I think.
Huh?
Johnny sang a song about Crystal Ball years ago.
Yeah.
That was some
So,
years ago.
in between you have some great Calypsos in there.
I want to stick out he laid up this last song.
But over
that was the
over the years, we found in even Trinidad, Antigua, St. Kitts, those guys, Element, Swallow, and Shasha, those guys.
Yeah.
No, not Shasha. Those guys who sing two slow songs. Then we saw Shasha used to sing a slow song, not slow.
Yeah.
No Sankey. But then he had a up-tempo song. Now we find guys are actually singing up-tempo songs. What do you feel about that? Nobody can answer.
Nothing wrong with the tempo. With the tempo, once it is lyrically, fitting. Yes, Sparrow sang Drunk and Disorderly and The Rope. Two upbeat song, and he won the competition with that. And then you go back, he sang May May. Don't say it wasn't a Calypso. He won with that as well. You know? But it doesn't matter tempo or no tempo. Once you can go there and perform your song lyrically, you'll be alright.
You know, we all know, I mean, I'm going to get to this really, but I was just checking for clarity, Slinger.
Yeah.
You know, he won in 1960 with May May.
Right.
And 10 to 1 his mother. And they are upbeat songs.
Yeah.
But I refer to this why I print that.
Oh, okay.
But
you go.
we find out that our guys this year are actually singing with Hot Shot before too.
Yeah.
Sounds about the 50. And years ago I remember people saying, even judges saying that they can't judge a winner from a song that's upbeat because there's no political thing in it. But you find that even in Trinidad now they're going away from political songs. What do you think about that as well?
But I don't
People
think
are moving away from
I don't
being
think
political.
songs should be all be political.
I think the way a song should be judged, you can't even topic saying the topic is a sheep and it's simple or goat.
Right.
So once you stick to, if you say it's caliber 50, and once you could put in nothing but caliber 50 there, you got a perfect song. Because you stick to your topic, you didn't stray
But
from
you
it.
got a criteria. So if that
The
song,
criteria-
if that song sticks with the criteria, the lyrics,
The
and
criteria-
the rendition and all of that sort of stuff.
I don't think the criteria point you in any direction for a topic.
Right. Right.
So you have to go by the topic of your song and how well you represent that topic. But getting back to your point you made earlier about the level of Calypso.
Yeah.
Now both you and I know that, and we know who they are that goes to Trinidad, Barbados, or where they go for the songs.
You mean to go there to get
Local-
buy songs?
Local
Writers and everything.
Writers.
Really?
Yeah.
So we know who they are, and we know they put the song down good, and we know we have songs that are done locally and just about up to the same standard. So the benchmark is there, the measuring stick is there. We know that our local guys are doing pretty well, and I keep encouraging them. And I also like to see, from where I sit as a subcommittee chair, to see youngsters being really thought how to write calypso and get it going from a young age.
Yeah, so that's what I say, going back to what I said. I mean, why are you gonna go out way to Barbados and that to buy a song? You know? Learn to write your own song, man.
I'm gonna.
And then go back to the competition.
Yeah,
If you're going in a competition with somebody else's song, automatically you should lose points for that.
I know Hassan come
I-
with something.
I am telling
which
you.
Yeah,
I
I'm going to say something controversial, and maybe I'm biased because I'm, a writer and in the competition. So, excuse my bias. But I observed this year in particular, almost half of the Calypsonians going on radio to release. Everybody's saying, I got in Trinidad, I get a guitar from Trinidad,
Oh,
I
wow.
get this from that
wow.
place.
Yeah.
But I know what's going on. That for me is problematic. Because what is happening is Calypsonians are now thinking in your interview to tell the public out there that my song was written in Antigua, written in St. Kitts, written in
Push it up.
Trinidad,
Pop it up.
gives you an advantage.
Why?
That
Yeah, because
that I see has been happening.
Big island thing coming small and
Because
big
I
island
think that is speaking to
small. You know what I'm saying?
that is speaking to another something that is happening within
yeah.
the Calypso, because a lot of people have been promoting this idea that our songs, if as long as it's coming outside of Anguilla, and that to me is putting down ourselves.
so that
and
are we
and I
downplaying our
take
own.
issue with that.
Don't
I
play
am
our own.
proud to go and say to the Anguilla public that, good or bad, this is an Anguilla production, but for maybe I'm biased, but like I say,
Well,
I
yeah.
think when we behave that way,
got
we
you,
are
I got
pushing
you, I got you,
ourselves
Hassan,
down.
I got you.
And I have a problem with that.
So you're actually competing against
I
another
see
country.
even now the youngsters.
So you be competing
We've been
against another
talking about
country.
the juniors before. I see the youngsters themselves are now going on radio and think it is instructed for them to go in there and say that I've got something from Trinidad, I've got something from other island, because they are looking, and they're intelligent, they're smart, because they see what has been happening to our Calypso here. Just say you got something from St. Kitts and it puts you out there,
Go in the
and that's
competition.
problematic.
Like, going back again, it like sound like a broken record. Cut them 20, 30 points off.
I sitting beside
You
it.
didn't write your
I'm
own
sitting
song.
beside.
Wait
I'm
till
sitting.
about that
If you didn't
Change
write
it.
your own song,
Change it. I'm
cut
sitting
them
beside
off.
it. The
Wait till
chairman
about
here.
that. Wait till
I
about
hope the
that.
chairman
Wait till
don't
about
leave me out.
that. Saying.
I hope the chairman don't leave me out
So-
this year,
so
because I
let-
speak
let me say
so
something,
candidly, Mr. Chairman. Don't leave me out,
I don't know
because
how
of
much
that.
else know this, but there's a couple songs sang by Pink Panther. That was arranged in Anguilla by Justin. So you kind of see a shift because we have good musicians, great musicians in Anguilla. So, but I'm not running from the Christian hotshot. That will take.
That should be a question today.
That will take at least
What do you think?
2 to 3 years to correct. And it means that in that 2 to 3 years, you're gonna lose some calypsonians.
No. You can go in the big yard there and sing somebody else's song. That's okay with me because what I'm saying is that if you do that, right away you got to know that 20 points is taken off from you already. Just to encourage them to write their own song.
But how
That's
do
what
you
I'm
know?
saying.
How do you know?
That have to go on
Remember the
paper.
song? You got 20
That have to go on
points.
paper. The committee have to make sure that this is your song that you wrote.
Hotshot
how
come
you
to me
gonna know?
tomorrow and
How you
say,
gonna know?
Mr. Morton, I wrote my song.
Let's see.
How you gonna know?
When I know full well Hotshot didn't wrote that song. How do we?
You got to put. Let's show when you. There's a way to know that.
How?
You register your song in with the publisher.
No, you don't. You don't never still know.
Yes, you have to know.
That's a change over the years.
No.
You know the voice.
He can
That's
buy.
it.
He can buy the song.
You
he can buy
don't
the whole
know
song.
who write it, who do nothing. I mean, years ago you had a CD, for the 5 or LP, and would tell you all the details, who play bass, who play whatever. Nowadays, you don't know who doing anything.
The Library of Congress. When you write your song, you register it in the Library of Congress.
We got far, man.
But
No, that ain't far. You just go there and register your song.
our copyright law
And you
here
come
is
and bring
not.
me proof that you write your own song.
I think it's there on the books, but I think
You
it's.
take the,
Yeah.
I think you
I'm
take it.
telling you.
You take the culture too serious.
Boy,
I think if you take it like that, you'll lose. You'll lose. You're taking part in the.
He live in America, so that is the different world.
Another thing, if the local guys is not registering their song, they can lose out. Because say
Royalties.
a television
Royalties.
show come up and they hear this song, they came in
They
from
use
in
it.
Anguilla and they hear that song, they gone with that and they put it in a production and it's not registered in the Library of Congress. You ain't getting no money as an artist. You understand? You're not getting no
I
money.
have a show to
royalties.
run.
Yeah, I know. I come in the right
After
now.
run.
Mr. Morton, I know you have to go and Hotshot have to go as well, but I have some pertinent questions I have to push forward. These are some questions that came from persons living in Anguilla and outside Anguilla. We just talked about the local writers competing against Trinidad, Barbados, and Antigua. Huh? What is the alternative platinum band? In the event, God forbid, we always know, I think I have my disaster management hat on here at this time. What happens if there's a problem with platinum band? What is next?
I'll stop band.
I'll stop
You
band.
hire individual musicians.
So you have a plan in place for that, just in case,
In case
something
something
happens.
goes wrong, you hire. In time gone by, guys, you realize that we are limited when it comes to musicians reading from sheet. I think we have gone way beyond that now. Almost every student that graduated high school playing music, they could read sheets. So the feel and the basket to take from it is a very huge one.
No, these days.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come to you again, Mr. Morton. Can there be an expectation of special recognition and acknowledgement for Calypsonians who contributed to Calypso this year for the 50? We have many Calypsonians, like I want to just name a few, like Pontix, who been there from 1976. Hatchet been singing for 40 years. I mean, Splinter already have a crown because we give him an unofficial doctorate. And those type of things I'm looking at in terms of recognition for these guys 50, because next 50, none of us will be around. So what are we doing for those guys? Because maybe it can even incentivize the local guys to come and say, well, my name will be associated with Calypso if I go in, because Hatchet got it. He was knighted, not knighted as knighted, but I mean to give him a special award or something. Go ahead.
So I have a two-part answer for that.
Yeah.
The first thing is that a guy can start singing in 74, come back in 84, come back in 94, come back for the 50. And for the 50 years we had Carnival, he probably sings 7 times. So those are things that you have to measure because we had a period when country was missing in action for a while. Hatcha could speak to that. So the more consistent guys you have like Ziggy, Hot Shot, Springer.
Those are the ones I'm talking about.
Those are
really.
the guys that have been
That's
more
the one I'm talking
consistent
about,
throughout. And I agree with you 100%, something should be done for those guys. Now,
Yeah.
you know and I know, our job is a 2-month job. You come
Right.
in, you organize a show, Cannibal done, your job is done. So those are ideas we could shoot to youth and culture to develop something where these guys are recognized, not just a plaque, but something engraved in stone and placed somewhere that people could see and say, okay, this guy played a very important role to Calypso. Me giving a plaque on the stage is just for the night. We need something that's publicly viewed. So every time somebody passes by, they could read that plaque and say,
But the guy, the participant, the individual would need that before he pass on. He himself need that. He can't read it when he's dead, when it's stick on a wall.
But
50 years. No, lead me to the next question because 50 years.
speak to youth and culture, say youth and culture.
There's a question about that part of it as well, but we're gonna get through in the time limited that we got. 50 years. There's no documentary, and all of us need to be blamed for this. But Calypsonian himself, there's no bios of our Calypsonians. Sling would give an idea of himself. Portfolio is not here. Conflicts, we can't find him. And that's why I shared earlier, in terms when Sling was talking, when I quote from Trinidad, when I pull out that piece, there is, if you go on to a site in Trinidad, you will find, and this is how it lay out. They give the year, they start in 1939, and it goes up to 2024. The year, the winner, the winning songs, and what position they did. If I asked Hot Shot, the year he won his crown, he knows exactly the song, but he started before that. What song did he sing in 19 whatever? If I ask Pontix, he's scratching his head. There's no documentary in terms of 50th year from, in terms of
I did see a document, but I can't say it was for 50 years. But I did see a document.
Not just the winners, the document that was there, I initiated that.
Okay.
But there's no songs. It needs more than that for 50 years. We should have a book. Calypso should have a book, even to put on sale or put in the archive to say exactly. Hatchell started in 1981. And he sang that. 1982 he sang that in whatever, what he position he placed and everything.
But you want to hear this too?
That
You can't-
documentary for 50
You just
years.
can't blame that because the Calypsonians don't even have their own music. They don't even have their own songs that them sing over the previous
Exactly.
years.
I know
so how
that.
you gonna document that? They don't even have them.
No, but that again, I did
But-
not blame.
And then I think we start bad at the beginning.
I
Because I should have got that quiet at one time.
I think, guys, that there's footage around Anguilla, but it's just how you go about compiling that footage. The late Rick Clifford who have passed on will have something. Ivor Hodge will have something. The gentleman from Guyana, what's his name, Mr. Pickering, would have something. So it's just a
Linda
gathering in the
But you
bank.
can't go and ask Ivor for a picture like that. Ivor took his time and buy his camera, his films and everything like that, and ask him for it like that. There's a payment, there's a
No,
charge for it.
whatever
There is
comes
a charge
to,
for
but whatever the cost is, if you need to document something, these are the resources you could tap into to get something documented to this level that you're requiring. But then again, that calls for somebody dedicated, and that's why I keep saying, you pointed back to youth and culture.
Okay, I know you said that 3 times, but I'm gonna come back to that why I keeping that off for a little moment.
Because they don't even got budget for that.
The other part is in terms of the other part was actually was asked to X is your thoughts on Calypso subcommittee organizing the juniors, female Calypso Monarch and Leave It Alone show.
My thoughts on it? So this year, everything Calypso is running through me. So the juniors are running through me, and also the labels on the show will be running through me.
Does you have a female show?
No female show.
Okay.
That's not to say that it's an overburden, but it gives you the chance to kind of niche the three shows together. Because in the past, the subcommittee chair of the juniors don't know what the subcommittee chair of the seniors is doing. Neither of those know what the label show is doing. And they all goes in from the juniors, they go into the seniors, and from the seniors, go into the label island. So there must be a marriage among the three bodies, you know, and I think that's the way it should be handled year after year in terms of really building the art farm.
A controversial question. What do you think should be the objectives of a Calypso Association? Is our Calypso Association working? It needs to be revamped. What are your thoughts? As
That's a serious question to ask.
it's a serious question.
I am
It
not
came-
part of a Calypso body.
No, but your thoughts, your personal thoughts. This is not your personal thoughts about a Calypso Association. Somebody asked me to put that question in there today to you.
My personal thought of Calypso Association is that a Calypso Association should be an association where you bring in a professional to assist the members of the committee, of the association, in kind of, like Stinger said, teach them to write, teach them how to enhance the craft, make them better singers, teach them stage movements, and all these things that we think are missing. You raise the funds, you bring professionals to work with everybody. So the next year, you'll find that our Calypsons have moved on to another level.
Yeah.
How we better Calypso is that in a sub-chair committee wouldn't have the difficulty of calling a meeting for 30 people. He called the association up, a rep up, and we work out all the issues that we work out. You do whatever, and he go back to he or she go back to the association and say, this is what we're doing, this is where we're going to do it, and we're going through.
I try to you two have shot in Slinger. Your thoughts on Calypso Association, the formation and what the objective should be.
Well, the objective should be the interest of the Calypsonians alone, to see what they can do to better themselves. Most times you find that the Calypsonians don't respect themselves, and they expect to get respect from the public or the Parliament committee. You know, some will agree to certain things, and then others will not agree to certain things from the committee is saying and putting forward. So it all come to a head. All the Calypsonians have to get together and decide what they want to better themselves. You know. So if you don't, if you don't respect yourself, you don't expect anybody else to respect you. You got Calypsonians who here's another big thing with Calypsonians, and this is all across the board. I sang in New York, and the last time I sang in New York was on 2010 Mother's Day with Sparrow, Beckett, last night, and a lot of guys, right? No contract. As far as I'm concerned, no contract. After the show, the promoter came up. I was with Beckett at the time, sitting with Beckett. Pay Beckett in cash. I'm sitting right there. Like I don't exist. Like I don't exist. So I'm saying maybe he know that Beckett have to go back to Washington that night, deal with him, and then they can deal with me later. Up to this day, the guy ain't paid me. You understand? You have those reggae singers going all over the place, singing with a contract, you know, with a contract. And Calypsonians going through the same motion, ain't putting down their foot to get a contract. If they don't get paid, the guys from Trinidad go all to Canada, sometimes Brooklyn. They go back home and no pay, because there's no contract. So the Calypsonians have to pay themselves, so they don't fall at the end.
Yeah, well, we would have actually tried associations before, in small ways though, and I think for most part, the single purpose of it was more representation of Calypso issues. I mean, typical issues, prize money, judging. So, as you know, those are the kind of associations that we would have had in farm, Calypsonians pretty much banding together. What we would have experienced, it always used to get a bit, cantankerous, association versus committee kind of thing. But it have worked. But where it breaks down though is many times the Calypsonians themselves are competing in the same competition. So sometimes you might succeed in getting the prize money raised. But guess what? The same Calypsonians are snapping at each other because if you dare to be the leader of that association and you win the crown, you got problems, brother. Because they are leaving you because they're going to say you use the association for advantage and those things. So I actually agree with the point that Mr. Morton was making earlier, that there's need for somebody, more neutral to assist the Calypsonians. And we have to broaden the purpose. I remember one of the associations that I was in earlier years, and I recall her name, Ijanya. We first of all figured out that we need to start by setting a constitution. Basically, we need to define the real purpose of the organization because we wanted to make it more than just, asking for the prize money to increase our. You got to actually examine first of all what are we there for. Because even today, I think some Calypsonians are sometimes not clear what the different rules, because you have to have a subcommittee. You have to have them doing that specific job of organizing the show. Calypsonians themselves organizing the shows for themselves, that can't work.
No.
Not when they themselves competing. You see, so there's need for those two bodies to function. You see, and we know the purpose of the committee already. That's clear, that's easy to organize, manage, control that. The association has to figure out what its role and its purpose.
What do you think about the price for this year?
Actually, good. Good. I, even before we hear about Jeep and money and all of that, I was in my own mind imagining, I wonder if them fellas could get a car, because we're talking about recall, right? I remember even in my earlier days as a junior, I remember when you hear about Cornflakes won the car, and I think Repeater won the car. And that was a big deal, And it's been years and years before we saw a repeat of that happening in Calypso, where a car, and I think there was a piece of land at one time, and we remember, we call his name John Benjamin, he was the one who gave the land. But it was like 2 decades, 20 years before we saw that happen. So to see that now happening for this 50th, I say kudos to the committee for making that happen.
So going forward, 25, what do you think the price should be? If you give a car for the 50.
Well, I'm going to speak on behalf of all the Calypsonians. Make sure it stays there.
Of course.
We don't want to see for the 51 that we go back to 10,000.
I'll be a Calypsonian next year. I'll be a Calypsonian next year. Listen, it's not the issue of the price, because give you me the sponsors, once it's a good show, they will stick with you. It's how much the Calypsonians respect that investment that the sponsors put into the show. That must be key. Because we have several times when we lost praise, we lost sponsorship days, you recall that. And it's difficult when you get a sponsor and try to hold them there every year. There must be that receptacle, respect, incentive for the Calypsonians to keep them right there and say, I want to do this on an annual basis. So while the committee or the subcommittee will go and find this prize up front for 1 year, it goes now to the Calypsonians and the performing artists to make sure it stays there. I shouldn't be going back next year to the company saying I want another car. They should be calling me the night after the show saying we are on board for next year with another car.
Courtney,
But the Calypso must play that role to make it.
you have 1 minute and a half on behalf of Changes Band Restaurant to promote the Calypso preliminaries. No, but he have to go. To promote the quarterfinals, semifinals, whatever related to Calypso. On behalf of Changes Band Restaurant, this conversation is powered by Changes. So we're giving you a chance to promote Calypso 2024.
I want to say thanks to Changes Restaurant for giving me the chance to promote Calypso 2024. I'm inviting everybody to come out tonight to the trough to attend tonight. We have all 30 Calypsonians performing, backed by Platinum Band. There'll be eats and drinks on sale. Then I'll invite you next week to also come out to the quarterfinals. They did re-announce on Monday, and the following month to the semifinals. Calypso this year would be the best it has ever been in years. It's been a long time since we had a quarterfinal show. So I'm inviting everybody to come out tonight, hear all the captains perform tonight. Come out again next week Friday for the quarterfinal show, and for us all through for the finals. Thank you.
Remember, you sell drinks and food. So you have to buy some drinks before you leave. For that.
That's a good one, Dicey catching.
Yeah, you have to leave.
Customer.
He's a regular.
All
But
right, guys.
yes, but we're gonna finish up with Mr. Hotshot, Steve Hotshot, and Slinger. So yeah.
Thank you, guys.
So you want to move to that side over there?
I know Calypso is always controversial somehow, but it's loved by a lot of people. And
Thanks.
your thoughts, well, I call you Hotshot in this, if we're talking about Calypso, so you're not gonna call you Steve.
Well, hotshot is what I know.
Yeah.
And what everybody called me, so please do.
Would you welcome any Calypso development workshops at this stage, even though it's late, in terms of adjudication, in terms of the judges? Because I'm sure it's 50, and everybody wants to win the car, but you want to make sure you have the right judges in place.
But before you go to that question, right? But we next know what's the first runner-up prize and the second prize. Everybody's just talking about this car. What's the first runner-up and the second prize?
Maybe Steve have an idea, because as a Calypsonian, he might be able to shed some light on that.
Which that question?
We should Courtney gone, yes, but yeah.
Yeah, I have an idea, but don't quote me because I tend not to.
Huh?
You ain't focusing on that.
Yeah,
What is good there?
Yes, that's what we want to drink.
They should know.
but the first prize of course is the car and 15,000. I think the second prize.
What thing?
Easy.
You want to come back here for a second and
15
answer this question, please?
15,000
Easy
and
US.
easy money.
We was
Then the
asking,
next prize is
we was asking about the prizes for the Calypso show. The
Hotshot.
first place and the second place
Hotshot should know
prize.
that, I think.
Jeep is the first place, 15,000.
You know, you just can't give a man a Jeep driver afraid, so he get a Jeep in $15,000, you see. License insured and tank of gas.
Okay.
First place again is 15,000.
Second.
Second place, well, first runner up.
Yeah.
Second runner up I think is 13 and then 10. Am I right, Hotshot?
Roughly.
Roughly. And then I think all the all those who place, all the
Consolation,
finalists, consolation of $4,000, you see.
4,000. There's a big gap here. 4 and 10. There's a big gap, Hotshot.
Well, that's a cancellation.
I know, but it's a big gap. 50.
But we did say before the guys usually get 1,500, so yeah, it's quite a step up.
But it being fully sponsored,
But they ain't fully sponsored because this money going into the pool. The money was being sponsored the show going into the pool. So this ain't fully
So
sponsored.
that's mean you would know that, a big chunk
That's the question.
a big chunk of all the money you may get for sponsorship goes to the band.
I know.
But you know, I must say we did give Mr. Moulton quite a rough time in a lot of the meetings because, and I for one was making a big argument that for the 50th, let's make sure that each Calypsonian can go away
With 5,000.
with, well, not 5,000, but with something because
5,000 will be good for 50.
because there was some Calypsonians who sort of had an eye on the top prize, you know, but many Calypsonians were really screaming, let's make sure that the bottom is taken care of also.
Are you talking about the finalists now?
Finalists and semi-finalists.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I'm pleased to see that there are some improvements on what we call the cancellation prize.
So we're looking at something like 58,000 going towards Calypso and all the finalists. If you tell it roughly,
Yeah.
you will see like 58,000 going into that,
Yes.
to the finalists,
Okay.
which is good. Yeah, come back now to the adjudication, the workshops and stuff like that, because we know how our Calypsonians take it serious, the craft seriously, and you'd want to ensure that you have good judges in place to make, that we have favorable results.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it's never too late, and we should remember we're still actually in June, and everything that's been happening now is geared towards the final show. So not because preliminaries is 1 week away. There are other preliminaries, so even if we could have that happen now,
But
it's
it
going
would
to
have been-
contribute to ensuring we have a great final, because that's what all the prep is about.
But the whole thing about I guess
Yeah.
you know, my thinking is that you want to have that done before preliminary, because a guy can get knocked out early. A
Yeah.
judge can just knock him out and he lose basically a good chance of going up.
Going to the
So
finals.
yeah, so you want to make sure you got the proper people in place, and don't put people off the street
No.
to just judge like that, because
No.
you're looking at the last minute. You can look and focus on other things.
Right.
And that's why it takes a good deal of time and energy to really to work out Calypso show.
Yeah.
Because you
And-
want to get the right people.
Yes, you want to adjudicate.
But ain't the
Yeah.
same people that judge all the time though? They don't have to go to
Shouldn't.
a
Shouldn't be.
I think a seminar
That's
class.
that's exactly what we're talking about.
They don't
now
do that
in
all the
terms of-
time?
No, it's
The
not
judges?
done. It's not done consistently.
So it's done like every 5 years.
Well,
or
in my time, we used to make sure done every year.
every year.
Every year, because and not use recycle the judges, because it could be bad. It could be bad to recycle judges. And Hotshot,
Exactly.
I know that you had
Well,
experiences.
yeah, and that's a question for discussion. But I think it's problematic if you're going to keep repeating the same judges.
Right.
Though,
No, you
because
can't do that.
at the end of the day, we must remember that the judge is a human.
Right.
And music is something common to all of us. We judge based on what we hear and what we see. But we all gonna have our own likings and bias, if you could call it that too. I might like Slinger as a calypsonian. Just the song of his voice sounds good in my ears. That doesn't mean it's gonna sound good in Dice's ears, because we're two different human beings. If I am the judge for the next 5 years, sorry for the rest, guys.
Yeah.
I like Slinger.
Yeah.
So you see, we have to keep that in mind. So I think it's very important that we rotate his judges.
Educators.
And you know, you have
I
to
don't think
keep-
we do enough in Anguilla.
We have to keep out the biasness too, because we can get politics is everything, right? You can have judges who lean on one side or the other, and Hotshot may sing a song that may be somewhat political, and that judge may not love that side of it, and just give Hotshot the worst score you ever
Zero,
seen.
zero, zero,
You know,
yeah.
in the song could be he's just expressing exactly what he think. You know, because a calypsonian to me is the mouthpiece of the people.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't denounce him because what he say, what he's saying about and stuff like that. That is my personal thing. So
And a critical point with these judges as well. If the score sheet says that Hotshot is the winner, I don't see why the carnival committee can overturn that. And they do it several times. They did it to me. Overturn the judge's decision.
they should not be able to do that under no
And a
circumstance.
judge should, if that should happen to a judge, that judge should be able to speak out on that. And say
That's
that-
why
and say it's not
you're
right.
supposed to sign. Each judge supposed to sign the sheet.
Okay.
They don't do that, man.
They sign the sheet and they know because they talk again. They're supposed to dialogue after the show.
Yeah.
And they know exactly who the winners are. Don't be surprised like everybody else. I judged in St. Martin before, and after the show, we sit and we judge and we comment exactly why I came up with this, why I came up with that, and
Right.
everything like that.
Right.
So it was not hidden agenda, anything like that.
Okay.
Even though the system was just a little different, which I will talk off here about that because it's different. We do it and go different. But my thing is that a judge should not, his decision should not be overturned by any committee.
Well, that's what happened to me, and the judge told me that himself. You understand?
You see when he wait to tell you that?
Huh?
You see when he
25
wait-
years after.
Wow.
But you talk
Me-
about
well, my contention with judging is, and this is never to knock the persons, because I am always mindful that the judge is a human and he is entitled to his own. So I don't have a problem with that. What we need to look at more is the system. Transparency for me is the key. Anything transparent should be able to be examined, should be able to be shown public,
No,
whatever. You understand? But the way we do it, it can be made public, it can be.
But then there's a ranking system.
Examine,
The ranking
audit
system, why
it.
it can't be made public.
You understand?
If we don't use the
I
ranking
got me, you pick my brain by
if
That
we don't
to me
use
is
the
where
ranking
we
system,
run.
why it can't be public?
Right.
Wait, here.
That the next question was Jimab, got him. Got me.
No,
That's the one that's put
Wait,
that.
here's the thing.
And that's the system that we use to judge
Yeah.
The
ranking
ranking
system.
system, the ranking system or the merit
the
system.
merit system.
Yeah.
But
we
they-
use the ranking more.
Yeah, but there's more to that. Huh? So, and just for the listeners, there's two systems right now that we speak of. We talk of the ranking, as you mentioned, and we talk of the high-low. The high-low, most people know basically if you have 5 judges, you throw out the top and you throw out the bottom. So it comes back to the 3 in between. Yeah. With the ranking system,
Serious boy.
with the ranking system, all the ranking system does, and if 3 of us here are judges, let's say if 3 of us are performing, the guy who doing the ranking, he gonna pick he number 1, he number 2, he number 3. At the end of the day, it is still just a matter of that judge's opinion. So it doesn't really make major difference what system you're using, because at the end of the day, the judges are consistently expressing his opinion through whatever system you're using. I think where we run in problems more is the lack of transparency. So whether we are using the high-low or whether we're using the ranking, it's not so much the issue. It's the fact of not doing it in a transparent way that makes the performers comfortable.
So how you like that to be done? You like that when you like to see the scores up on a display?
That is
After segments.
It can be done.
After the first song, you
Well-
like to see all the scores up one time.
that is something that
should be done.
that is something that has
But no, we
been
don't do that.
discussed.
No, we don't do that. Though.
Technology, no, we can do it.
But technology, you can do like a score, like
You can.
No. Well, we got to be mindful that in the outer world, because competition is not new. Competition has been happening for centuries and centuries.
Yeah.
And in the outer and the developed world, wherever there's competition, we can see ball by ball
Commentary. Yeah.
what is happening.
So you think that
We are almost a part of the process.
that's a good idea, though.
You understand?
You imagine to put a TV,
monitor.
a monitor in
Monitor.
the back room. What do you think they're gonna do that monitor by?
Smash it up.
Who gonna pay for it?
Let's do it.
Who gonna pay for it?
But still, okay, Hatch didn't finish.
So
Sorry, that was a joke.
Yeah, so I certainly think there is something there for us to look at, you know. That's certainly a way to go. As I say, it's really about the transparency. Nothing wrong with having things being audited, because you can have the judges doing their thing. But if you're going to have an auditor, keep the judges and the auditor together. What we have been doing of late is the judge doing one thing, and I have judged myself. Your paper's taken away from you, gone. You have no clue what the other guy beside you do. So even the judges, them are powerless at the end of the night. It is only the people auditing in some other place. So it kind of makes everything very
But you know the problem
But,
with that, though?
suspect.
Well, before I lose my train of thought, I judged Liberty on a show here before, and as a head judge, all the sheet was passed to me, and you write the
Tally up.
totals them, and you share them, even though they're gone back with them, you share them with the other judges because now everybody see exactly what everybody do, and you have an idea exactly who's ahead of everything and that.
Right.
And my thing is that, well, I know Singer, you want to say something on this. My thing is that if a judge score me, if there's 100 points and he give me 77, give me my 77. If that's the highest, give me my 77. That's my ranking. Give me my
I
77.
agree with
Don't throw it out at all.
I want to say before I forget
That's
I
my
agree.
what.
I
Give me
agree.
my give me
Yeah.
my 77.
we got problems getting judges already.
Yeah.
How you get somebody now to what you
Audit?
say? To audit there. We don't got problems getting judges. How you get somebody to audit there?
No, you can find somebody.
Nobody want that job.
No,
Nobody gonna want that
They'll be
job.
sitting right there with the judges, you know.
Yeah,
They
I know.
can sit right there with the judges.
Okay.
No,
And they
they-
pass the stuff to them.
no,
and them basically them cleaning up the whole
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah.
But nobody
They
gonna
clean
want
it
that job, Dice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
not
No, the
hard.
auditor
It's not
job.
hard.
The auditor job is only to
Very
add up
easy.
the numbers,
Just
you know.
Just add up.
Is it judge?
Yeah.
Is it judges?
It's a
who
judge
are
who in a hot
They
seat.
gotta
The
work.
auditor
I
job
don't
is
know
just
about
to
that.
add
I
up the
watch the
numbers.
show, basically.
But nobody want that job.
I will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the auditor job
I
is
think
just to
nobody want
add
that
up the
job.
numbers.
I even don't want that job.
But
No, you the one who's saying no. This is what really happened.
But that's what really happened. He got to be no trustworthy person. I mean, it
Exactly.
doesn't matter. He just got to be fair and say this what
Everything
happened.
ticklish.
and that is why I want to see the judges and the auditors stay together, work together.
Work together, yeah.
That to me will improve the transparency of the process. But when we put them apart
Split 'em,
and,
yeah,
and
split
split
'em.
them and,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and moving papers around the village now as it was in the old village. No, we ain't saying that anything wrong happened. We just saying that
money going, that like the money
all
going
we
in
are saying
the
it
box.
opens up for,
You know what? That like the money going in the box.
yeah.
Going to the wrong person.
Yeah, we ain't blaming it. We just saying when you do it that way, you just open up for,
Yeah.
you know, the need for scrutiny, you know?
It would help to me to help with the decision coming quicker too. If you got
Yeah.
auditor right there, and because everybody passing with the sheets to that person.
Yeah, keep
and
them
you
all
get- you
together.
get- yeah,
Keep
get
them
it
all
there, man.
together.
And the person all they gotta do, and see with technology, know what the sheets are created. You can get that right on the screen one time. In no
I
time.
think that I think the best idea. I don't think the article we need the article. I think it should go on the screen one time.
But somebody
the
got put it in.
fans-
The judges can't put it in.
When the judge put it, the system is
judge
owned
can
by
put- the judge can put
5
it
Star.
in.
The man 5 Star monitor that system, so them could
Unless
put
you
it.
give them iPad.
Yeah, yeah.
But that matters.
With the same, with the same.
Yeah. If the judges have an iPad,
Yeah,
iPad.
Yeah, just
Yes,
put it
yes,
in.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so
yes.
some of the system is managed by 5 Star.
Yeah.
So 5 Star should so 5 Star this year should put all the judges scores up on a monitor, and they you know they got these shows now they have screens.
Yeah.
Yes, so let the fans see one time, let the person see
First-
one time.
first round.
I think if you want
and
like
you
that,
see you're onto something because if all of we here are judges and we got our individual pad
Yeah.
and we put in our numbers,
Yeah.
because remember the system is done programmed.
Right.
It's done program,
So
right?
as we
Exactly.
send our data,
It's gone.
the system does its job.
It takes
Bang.
it,
Bang.
takes it, yes, it
one
takes it.
time and put it up one time.
Nobody should have to go there and manipulate.
Nobody should do
But
nothing.
if you have to
Exactly.
go manipulate, now
It's
we
a
have to
problem.
question.
Yes.
But right now that can
No
be
problem, but
implemented
that's
easy,
not-
Hotshot.
Yeah.
That can be implemented easy because that don't need months to do.
No.
You can do that just like that.
They don't got the
You know?
system not make it ready. So all you gotta do is now get the judges iPad.
Yeah, yeah.
Just leave it go like that.
Yeah,
And like, you know, at these shows they have the big screen in the middle now.
yeah.
And you just put everything go there one time. So you know, and then the show come, Ram. You
Yeah.
see the winner one time.
Yeah.
The announcer say the winner. It appear up on the screen one
Yeah.
time.
The only
Don't fall.
thing on that is comments because judges should really make comments, but you don't want them the comments displayed
To display on the
to
screen.
the public because I have seen score
And-
sheets
and the end
where
result-
some
Yeah.
comments being made, man, lot of busted.
But
man.
no, but that
Oh, man.
would be no 5 Star. That would be no.
Oh,
Okay. That would not be 5 Star no job. 5 Star job now is send the comments no to the performer.
yeah.
You understand? That's that aim. The comments was for the performer.
Right.
It wasn't for. It wasn't for.
You could take the comments from showing on the thing. Yeah, they
Yeah,
ways to do all those
the
things. yeah.
dashboard.
Because remember the app will have all of that, so the comments now will go to the performer. So usually what you could do is put like 5 Star. Them can make a system, and they probably when they make the system, put everybody who take part of the show, put them phone number so them get like a text one time.
But we hope Courtney is listening for this
Oh,
part
yeah.
of it because Steve, Hotshot, you can probably still throw that. And I'm sure I'm gonna have meetings before the eliminations, so you could try it out. You know.
That's my idea.
Yeah,
Don't kill me.
I'm doubtful now that because we're only 1 week away from the.
No, but there are something like that
quarterfinals,
with
so
technology that don't take
yeah,
long
but-
to really prepare to put on screen. You got the whole criteria is there, and you know it's not very hard.
Yeah, but the committee
I
may
will-
not-
guys
the
don't get
committee may
savvy.
not agree to it. Go ahead.
I will tell you some of those ideas has been thrown out. I can tell you there's a lot of resistance. But change is hard. We understand how that is. I think you was making a point earlier how even back in Jellicoe time as a committee you had to look at things and make certain decisions
Yeah.
to help to advance
And
the
popular
art form.
decisions.
But that would
Very
event.
popular.
That would be
So-
talking with events there.
Yeah, so
Events a Calypso show because nobody was thinking they're being robbed.
ex-
Because that's the biggest problem that we have in our show.
Right.
And people being saying them being robbed.
Because one
and this is
Calypsonian-
not only Calypso we're speaking. This
yeah,
is
everything.
across the
our
board.
shows.
across the
Our
board.
shows.
Yeah, across the
I'm
board.
sure one Calypsonian mentioned on 2 radio stations that he had to wait hour and something to get results. And maybe that can eliminate all of that worry there because you know when you perform, you really want to know exactly where you place, because
One time.
you don't want to be, you're waiting to be.
You ever see the runners when the runners run? Them looking at the score sheet, looking at the scoreboard one
monitor,
time
yeah.
to see
Yeah, yeah.
what time they come. That's what it should be as everyone man of the Calypso show, any show.
And you know, I actually feel it's also could be a way of making the audience feel like they're part of the process.
Part of it, right.
Because
exactly.
we have to find ways to make this show evolve and make it more interesting. You notice a lot of talent shows and things happening in the developed world. They are designing it so that the audience, the listener, the looker, can be a part of the process. You understand? That's why they're giving you information, and this is an age where people like information.
Yeah.
You see, so maybe these are some of the little tweaks.
Like I said just now, I just said that how I would like to see all the shows. I would like to see all the
And all
shows
the
like,
shows, yeah.
do like that.
It's like transparency too, you know. It's being transparent.
That's the word.
around-
That's the word we was going for. All.
Because
Transparency.
all the
That's what
time.
you need.
you know, and over the years, I always hear the judge's teeth. You know, that's a
Yeah,
word.
one of them.
I remember in Antigua one time, there was a guy who wrote an article. He came. I brought him one here to do a calypso workshop. Darwin Omad,
Omar, you remember?
and he wrote an article in terms of the judge's teeth. You know, and like and break it down in terms of how judges can read it, and it come back again to the system they use, because some people just don't like you. What we reason is, you keep on alluding to, they're human beings. And for what, but you should not use your biasness or your personal thing in a show. You chose. That's why the workshop would help eliminate that. So you're able to you cannot go there with feelings against somebody. I don't like Slinger because this and that. No. You can't be. We got to put disclosures then in place.
Yeah, you know, and I strongly believe each judge that goes there, I want to really believe that they're really there doing their best. We know they're gonna have their natural likings and dislikes, you know, bias if you want to call it that, right? That is part of the process. It is the fact that the system that we use, I think, is what hurts it. Now, the thing is, the kicker for me is we got a lot of good elements. I mean, the 5 stars one element, which is brilliant. We got a lot of judges out there who I could really conquer on my finger, great judges and everything. So there are a lot of good parts, but we just need to sit down and put it all together, work together as a team to see how we can design it that could make everybody feel more comfortable, you know, with how we put it all together.
How would you feel, Hatchet Slinger? You go on stage and judges just there, just sitting down there. Maybe somebody watching you, maybe them sleep. But then when Jim Mob go on stage, I go on stage, you see him dancing, you see him up and lively. I've heard calypsonians, I've signed myself.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not a good feeling.
Well,
And you know that they favor somebody over you.
to tell you the truth, the two competitions that I entered here, I didn't know where the judges were sitting, so I didn't observe no judges at all.
Okay.
I just went out there and do my thing. Let it be.
What do you think about that shot? I'm sure you've been there many years, and did you see anything like that? Like, like
Well, as you speak of it, I recall one calypsonian who actually speaks of that experience.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And I know it can be hard. But you know, I'll say as a calypsonian, our skin is tough, eh? Most of us anyway. Our skin is tough. We do understand that, you know, you're gonna have some good times on stage, and you're gonna have those
Bad
times
times,
that are, and we have to be prepared as that. No, I'll be honest, as an artist, we got to mature to that too. Yeah, I know the people say that we complain about judging too much, but all we're speaking
but
about
if you put in all of this
is-
effort, the resources in,
all I'm
you
saying
got to-
is
you got to
we
look
got to
at
still appreciate that it is a competition, and
Yeah.
competition is serious business
Yeah.
anywhere. So we must do whatever we can to eliminate any worries, fears, whatever that the competitors would have, you see? And that's why the point we were speaking about all about making it more transparent is a critical one.
you know, this name of this show is Can You Remember, right? I'm gonna give you a bit of humor. Can you remember? What I remember, Clevers. You remember Clevers?
But that's the name came to my mind.
Clevers told me, and he's alive, and the judge is still alive as far as I know. He told me when he went on stage, the judge saw him, which is a family member, he said, "Boy, you ain't gonna win nothing."
Get off the stage.
Get off of the stage. And that put a down feeling in Clever's. And Clever's, I mean,
Judge
you
told
know,
him that when he was up there.
while he was on stage.
But imagine MCs. What the MCs used to say at them.
And in my partner Clever, you know, he tell me, he said, no man, he ain't going back in there, you know. That's rough to hear. A judge tell you that before you start, you know. Man, no,
Well,
man. It's rough.
I hear MCs say things when people come down the stage.
Well, like MC, maybe he can do that on a
They
regular
can help.
show.
They can help pull down.
But
they
the
can
MC,
help.
the MC
hype-
have to
hype
have
person,
instructions as well, how to go there and to present.
Bring on
a singer,
people.
bring on a
I
singer.
think
Yeah. Hey, Panorama.
Just-
no,
just-
no, these times.
yeah.
You got to bring
No,
my
these
straight,
times that wasn't
Yeah.
before.
straightforward.
That wasn't
This is
before.
Calypsonian, so and so, and that's it. Don't put no props on him or nothing like that.
The
If-
mighty
Bye.
hot shot. There's somebody bring on hot shot. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get hot shot.
Hot shot.
Man.
But then they got somebody straight.
You don't know he important.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
if you watch back on some of them videos
you
over the
send a
years, right,
message.
you will see that.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah.
I see some of the MCs, right? When they bring out certain people. The mighty hot shot. Drag the top.
From East End and Villa.
Yeah.
The mighty. The mighty.
Like
Like I say,
And
you
it's
can
God
do that on a
guided,
regular
you know.
show,
And then,
but not a
and then when you
competition.
come off after you done sing the song, you hear that song?
Yeah.
Did you hear that song?
Yeah.
I see.
I
see it already.
Yeah.
see.
Those things. Those
Biases
things
all
make
over the
impact.
place.
I see.
You know?
Yeah, it makes an impact. It makes an impact.
But you know, I mean, a competition, you know, it's a good thing, you know.
Yeah, of
Competition is
course,
good.
of course
It
it's
makes you
good.
better next time around.
Yeah, but if you know there's biases and you
But
know,
you need to know, that's what I believe. I always believe in having Calypsonian talk to the judges somehow.
Why?
Privately, no, just show him exactly with the comments in the comment section.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do it, some people
After
the show.
After
Yeah.
the show.
oh, okay.
Let him say exactly where he went wrong.
You can't have no consultant talking no judge before the show.
No, not before the show. It's
No,
all,
the
it's
show?
all post
Yeah.
post
And
competition.
the he doesn't know the judges, alright?
No, the judges are announced only on the night.
The night, right?
And I had tried to announce the judge before, because if you got a problem with Slinger being a judge publicly, you express it then. Because, but somehow it can be a little bad because judges feel threatened too.
Yeah.
You know, it's a balancing thing really. You know,
Yeah,
but
it's a balancing.
Yeah.
I tend not to.
I don't think we should
I
know the
tend not
judges.
to.
You should know them,
to
yeah.
You
support
should- no,
knowing
you
the
should
judges
not.
before.
But people asked me to
because-
do it, and I did it one time. I didn't think it went on too
No,
good.
no, no.
People didn't like
No,
it.
I don't think
they
that-
felt threatened a bit somehow.
Yeah,
and things like that.
because as a matter of fact, there are some Calypsonians who push that argument.
Yeah.
They need to know the Calypsonian.
Did
But
you know
for-
judges?
Do
They,
the
they,
night.
sorry, they need to
Yeah.
know the judges before.
Same
but
night.
I feel when you do that, it actually comes down to fixing, eh?
But I understand.
Because you
I
can't
understand.
allow Calypsonians to be picking their
Their
own
judge.
favorite
But
judge.
you hear this though? I might have a problem with that person though for not Calypso though for something different, and he doesn't. Mike and we got a problem when they come to the sing now. He doesn't put
Yeah.
lows.
But just gonna blank you.
If he know how the system run, he gonna just put lows. I put highs. You understand? So, but if you know the system run, he will just put highs and say okay.
So now
So,
you
so,
support- you
so
support
now you
exactly
see
where
why
it
the
comes.
high-low system
Right.
has proven to be the better system. The high-low system,
You the question now.
the high-low system has actually proven to be the better system. And funny enough, the ranking system is the more recent system that somebody came up with, because they thought that could be a way to address the issues in judging. But actually more people are going back to the high-low because they now realize the ranking system is not really addressing the fundamental
You can
issues.
once you know the system work, you could just do highs.
Exactly.
I pay the fee for that one, but I still. But there's someone here in the U.S. My cousin here is asking, artists can bring a lot of fans to vote, so they can win as well, and in even what to win. So having the audience in sight can work against us as well. We need judges that are not from Angola. I don't support the last part, Miss Singh.
That's my
Bring
cousin.
judges from Angola?
Yeah, I don't support. We need people from overseas to judge our competition.
We should
We have
kids.
enough
So we
capable
have-
people here in Angola over the years,
You take the word out of my mouth.
and There was card fit over the years in my time.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people card fit judges because you see, like, if somebody win like 2, 3 or 3 times in succession, they think that something untoward gone wrong.
Yeah, okay.
I like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, the question of overseas local judges, that is always a very hard debate among Calypsonians.
Yeah, we have
I
to
mean-
have the capable people here to do
I mean, that's why I remember in the earlier years, and since we talk about recall, remember we used to had 3 judges actually, that was a standard. And I remember my good friend Lardington, God bless it, we argued that we need to do like how Antigua and those places were doing. Trinidad,
5.
7 judges.
5 to 7, yeah.
But we never quite got to 7, but we at least moved from 3 up to 5.
5 and 2 reserve.
And 2 reserve.
2 reserve.
Yeah. I still want to bring back that argument on the table that we get to 7 judges. We maintain the high-low system because what you're going to end up with is 5 judges. Once you throw out the high and the low, your decision then is being made between 5 judges. And believe you me, that actually will take care a lot of those issues we speak about whether that person like you or that bias and everything, you know, because you spread it out greater, you know.
Right.
Yes.
Shot, you won the crown. What year it was?
2001.
2001, a memorable year for you. And tell us the highs and lows at that night.
Of course, the high was winning. You know, but what I really
When I say lows, I meant in terms of after all that journey. It took
Yeah.
you all those years, and I mean, I felt I was there present, and I saw. I don't think you're a very emotional person like myself,
yeah.
but it was a moment to behold. He deserved the crown. People say he begged for it, he sang for it.
What song
You
that
know,
I
was?
remember that song.
Tell me what to do was the name of
Yeah,
the song I
yeah.
sang.
Sing a little bit of that song first.
No man, you put me on the spot.
That's Calypso. You put you on the spot. Sing up. Sing up.
I doesn't even try to remember the old ones.
Slinger,
And look,
Yeah.
Slinger sing songs.
Slinger did it.
Well, I know
From
this
19
thing actually
from
came.
1975
I know
to
this
96.
thing actually came prepared.
What?
I didn't come that prepared.
You do like a whole
I did not course him in terms that anything like that. I didn't.
Yeah,
But
but
that should be
Yeah,
that should be in your
Trust me,
brain.
Shad know it. Shad
No,
know it.
well,
Shad
well,
know it. Yeah.
I can remember two. Let me try. I remember 2 words. It
Say
is a
it, tell me,
decade
say
and a
it.
half. I'm singing calypso.
Yes, man.
But now I think it's time that I must go. Always run first runner up, or they make me second. But never giving the calypso crown.
Okay, that's good.
Fans them say don't stop. Hot shot carry on. One day the judges will make you number 1.
You sing for the
But
song
how
that year, man.
much more should I
beg for
take
it, you beg
when
for it,
you
you beg
to
for it.
hear the judges say
cross path.
it's a mistake?
Yeah.
Well, if I am to be Calypso king,
This is the part.
then answer me this one thing. Tell me what to do.
That was a
I
bad
have
song.
good diction and clarity, stage performance and melody. Tell me what to do. Your Honor, I can't take it no more.
front of Judge
Should
now,
I
no.
stay or should I go? Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do.
Deserve that year,
But
man.
you know,
You deserve it.
the
I love that
last,
song that year. Now.
Yeah.
I love that.
the last stanza. When he changed it, when he said, "Crown me tonight." Yo, I mean, I was the village. He gave me goosebumps because trust me, it was real, and the crowd was singing with him.
Yeah.
There was only 2 Calypso I saw in my entire life in that village.
Yeah.
That I saw a crowd singing. Thunder was one, and
Yeah,
Hachat. And you believe that Hachat, the crowd sang the song for Hachat at night.
Yeah.
But they did not. He really sang. But Thunder, they sang for the Thunder that night. You remember Hachat?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I
but
remember.
Thunder ain't sing a word, that's
I remember going to that Calypso show and the crowd sing with both of them songs.
Yeah.
And your song,
A very favorite, a favorite.
But you know what I find funny about that? I always does be taken aback when people say I beg for that song because
Yeah.
actually there's only one word actually left out here that I couldn't put for public consumption. Tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Right? Because the song actually was written out of passion,
the energy.
anger. So when people say, I beg, I didn't write it begging.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
making my point.
Make a statement.
I am this
Yeah.
so
That year-
fed
that-
up
that
of
year-
the system.
that year-
Yeah.
I was demanding an answer, you know.
That year when you sing the song, how much years that was? You were singing Calypso that year. If you go
Like,
remember
yeah,
that.
but
Yeah, I would have been 10, 11, about 17, yeah, at that point. Yeah.
17?
I was at about 17.
You think you deserve? You think you deserve a
No,
place?
man,
No, but here's the
give me,
kick.
give me a chance.
No,
man.
no, but
He
here's,
said give me a chance.
but here's
man.
the
Give me a
kicker.
chance.
Here's the kicker. Up to that point, I literally was never out of the top 3. Up to that point, I literally was never out of the top 3. And that's why the song was crafted that way. And that's why I had to ask certain questions.
I'm trying to put
If
that.
you know the lyric.
I'm trying to put that in order.
I was trying to understand
I'm trying to put
why
that in order right now.
why is it the benefit of the doubt was never given
To you.
to me, but the benefit of because we're all in a competition, the benefit of the doubt always seemed to be given to the other guy. So it was a question in my mind, and I put it in song.
You know,
Was a
Still,
good song that year.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put that in order in terms of the placements and the points. It's gonna take some while because I have all of them score sheets. It's a lot of banker box I got with this Calypso thing, and,
Yeah.
and I'm losing some paper in terms of they turning yellow. They're losing the thing on them.
Yeah.
And some people use pencil, which was not allowed. We didn't ask people to use pencil. You gotta be before you make your mark. You make sure that you mind what the point is.
Right.
You don't
So you don't
don't
be
scratch.
scratching up.
When you do that, to me, you're
But
confused.
where do you get a pencil from? You were supposed to use a pen. Where you get a
They
pencil from?
walk with them own stuff.
Crazy people.
We give them pencils and pens, and they
Yeah.
do
And
a lot of
I
things.
think you gotta tell them that when you had the little meetings with them.
The workshops, yes.
The workshops, right?
Those things are important.
But how do we get a pencil?
They walk in the bus.
How do we get a
and,
pencil?
and pocket, we doing other things, we not mind them up there really.
Yeah.
But when I saw them sheets of that I
Yeah.
didn't like it at all.
Disappointed,
I never liked it at all.
Don't forget, this program is brought to you by Changes. Changes is located in South Valley, next to the Lansom Bowl.
Hot shot. We talk about that they're winning. I mean, honestly, it was well resolved. I mean, that night I can recall it. It was yesterday. It was
Nice
well
song,
resolved.
boy.
It was
The
well
song was
resolved.
nice. I remember people singing for real.
Yeah, a well
I
resolved
remember
song.
people singing, and then when they come to crown you up, when they play the song on the background, I hear people singing. Remember that? I remember like, listen, it's right there.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I live right in the
It was
hood.
a serious song. And, I
I
mean,
can't about baby now.
and you know,
What year was that?
2001.
Somebody says so right here. Somebody correct you everything. You know.
and you know, Hotshot started early. He started from humble beginnings, which is another program he could be on at some point with Brother Lee. Brother Lee couldn't be here until he have some death in his family and everything like that.
Oh, okay.
And that's another
program we have.
program we have, another cultural icon.
Okay.
And he's gonna take up a lot of time. But there's things where Hotshot came from. The house that Hotshot came from. We're gonna go into it. I'm not gonna go too much into it right now, but Hotshot sang a song. I heard that recording on Cool FM some time ago. And Hotshot, I mean, I sure if you hear that, you heard that because one time he was on the radio, Cool FM with Brother Lee, and he played it. You spoke about it really, but I know the emotions was I couldn't see it behind the Facebook or anything like that. You know the song I'm talking about?
Show me emotion.
Show Me Emotion. That is one of his first songs.
Yes.
And give us an experience with that because I mean a lot of us who are listening would want to hear some stories about that.
Yeah, so definitely that would have been my introduction to Calypso, and
What year that was?
that was 84. And Brother Lee Leroy Richardson, most of us know him formally. But Brother Lee, he was my writer. And as we were saying earlier, this is what we needed as youngsters. We needed to be coached and coaxed, and he was my mentor all the way. My first songs, one named Crisis in the Caribbean.
How old you
Those
was at that
days,
time?
I did say I'm not giving my age.
Oh,
away.
okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm going to just say I was in it 40
Yeah.
years.
Okay.
That is
So-
16. I guess 16.
Yeah. By the way, I'm 39. You know, but those
I'll tell you off here.
but those were the days when we understood that you were supposed to always present to the audience a message song, and then you could call it a party
Bang,
song.
Party song.
You know, so
Upbeat, yeah.
Crisis in the Caribbean, that's the
Yeah.
time when things were happening in Grenada and so
Yeah.
on. And you know, and Show Me Emotion was that party song. And hey, Show Me Emotion, that was the song. That
was the
that song
That
took
was
the
the song.
airways. I could not believe. I couldn't even understand it. But there was this young voice. It was my tender years, a young voice, and so on. When I listen back to it now, only now I can hear the tenderness of the voice.
You have all your masters?
No. Those were the cassette days. And
But you didn't like transfer
But
it onto-
Lee got those.
no, unfortunately,
But Lee archived those.
unfortunately, we lost a lot of the
But
material.
you know.
Tried to, but
The voice, the lyrics, and the way he sang it, right? But the voice was tender.
Yeah.
And the way he portrayed that song, I mean, that was really.
I wanna hear some of that song.
It's
Sing something about that song.
it's a
that
really
one,
nice song.
that is
Sing a bar,
pushed.
sing a bar, sing a bar, just a bar.
That is
Sing a
pushed.
bar for the
It's
customer.
a nice song.
Sing a bar for the
No, I
listening
really
public.
don't remember
Sing
not
a bar,
more than
just a bar,
Show
not
Me
a lot.
Emotion. Said you think you're number one.
Yes,
Shake
man.
up your body.
Yeah, it's
Wind up your boom. See, a liggy liggy ding, a ling dang ding, a liggy liggy ding, a ling dang ding, a liggy liggy ding, a ling dang ding, a liggy liggy ding,
I'm gonna get
a
it,
ling
I'm
dang
gonna get it, I'm
ding.
gonna
Show
get it.
me emotion. Since you think you're number one. And those days, you know, the keyboards used to play different. I could still hear it in my head. That was Kings and the Alcidites.
This is why I had one just
The
know.
music was.
How he just know, right? Do that just know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That bring a feeling to some people that watch this program.
Yeah.
It bring a feeling.
Especially
Yeah,
the
remember,
new
remember,
song.
this program is remember. Can you
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah.
That bring a feeling back to this person
Yeah,
watching
fine.
the program and see that. They could remember seeing you singing that song.
But you really did go to pull it out of me. I'm surprised I even remember that.
Yeah, you did good. But you
because
bring,
because
but
at
you bring
the
a feeling
public
out to
ears,
people
you don't
now.
want to, you don't want
You
to,
bring a feeling to
you don't want
somebody
to
just
buzz.
know. You hear that?
But
You
to-
bring a feeling somebody just know, and I guarantee somebody know from you singing that song. And we talking about this right now,
Bring
right?
back memories.
They're gonna contact you, college next week after the week, and tell you something about that.
You see, the thing about it, right? I might involve with Calypso so long. There's somebody I could talk to Hatchet about, which he know. Which one I'm gonna ask him about now.
Emma,
He won in 2001, right? And he actually had to sing in the Liberal show. He did not win the Liberal show, right?
No, I did not win the Leeward show, and I made the biggest mistake.
oh, tell
Change
us
the
about
tune.
it.
And it would be my advice to any other Calypsonian out there: don't make the mistake I made.
What mistake that you made?
The mistake I made, because the song, Tell Me What to Do, that I won with, it was a song of passion. It's a song that I didn't even believe in myself.
Why?
I was only singing my... Let me take you back. When I went to the band house with that song, the other Calypsonians actually literally said to me, "Boy, what stupidness you singing?" Because a song like that was never sang before. You were not supposed to sing that kind of song. You were supposed to sing about a message, education, school, and all of that. You're supposed to follow the rule. So that song was out of the ordinary.
It was all about
But
you.
I was at a point where there was
give
not
up.
Doing
left to do.
You're
up.
doing you.
There was nothing left to do.
You're doing you.
So I just reached to that point, and I took a yellow piece of paper and I wrote, I'll tell you how the song actually came back. Because after one competition, I went home. I was so disgusted and fed up. I wrote it on a little yellow piece of paper, right? My anger, my passion, my vexation. And that's why it was like, tell me what to
do.
leave out that word
Yeah.
to do. When Carnival came around, I could not be bothered to write a proper song.
Yeah.
But then I remembered I had wrote a few words on a piece of yellow paper. So I went in my archive and I looked for that piece of paper. Remember this, I couldn't be bothered and I didn't care enough to put the effort into writing the so-called conventional message song.
Something else,
So I took that up, and these few little words, cat, rat, that, sat, it rhyme, go with it, that shot. To my surprise, when I put it on radio, I could not believe that people actually gravitate to it.
The response, yeah.
I-
People like things like that.
As I told you, even at the band house, if I was not strong, I would have turned back.
Yeah, of course.
Because there were the calypsonians telling me, what nonsense you singing. But because I didn't care, I put it on the radio, and it was the fans in the audience, and I
Feedback.
thank them so much. It was they're the ones that tell me, this is the song.
Okay.
I
It was the
remember,
song.
yeah, and that took me through, you know.
So what happened now to Leeward Island now? Like you didn't see
Oh
what
yes,
happened to
yes,
Leeward?
yes, yes. So come to the Leeward Island now. So because I didn't believe in the song, when it came to the Leeward Island, I was in this serious mode of thinking, how could you go to the Leeward Island? You need a serious song. So I changed the song.
Oh, there was a mistake.
Yes.
There was a mistake.
I changed the song because I was telling myself
And the competition was
that
right here.
song and the competition being right here. I telling myself that song not strong enough to go in a Leeward competition. And that was a huge mistake because I see other calypsonians from the Leeward Islands come and they sing their winning songs. They're singing about Antigua even though they're singing in Anguilla. And they still win. You
I
understand?
think you could have. I think.
So
I
that
think
was
you coulda
a
went
huge
with that song
mistake.
still.
Yeah, you probably
And
could've.
I think the idea what that song was a real.
If I did,
reasonable
I
song.
would have won
It was
because
a reasonable
yeah.
song because you singing what to do.
Yeah, yeah. I would have
That-
won
that- you know what I'm saying?
because I would have had the backing of the audience and everything.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
when I
yeah.
sang the other song,
Been to
I saw
your
the
advantage.
audience like went down.
Yeah.
Like,
But you see,
what did you do?
It
you
comes
know?
back again to sticking to the criteria. It ain't no political song, but the criteria, it matched the criteria. He sang, the rendition was very good, no clarity. You couldn't touch Hacha that night, you know.
Okay.
I mean, it was
But
real.
really true. What to do?
It was something special, but that song, I don't know.
The
it was
topic
that
what to
special.
do is a thing.
He's asking a question, asking a question,
No
and-
good topic.
and-
What to do is a good topic.
If you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
if
yeah, yeah.
I know him very well, the way he writes, he's a very astute person in writing songs, and I love that. But we're gonna get off of that a little bit in terms of when I was talking about the winning show. I know he didn't win the show, but 2002, man, it take a woman to beat you, man.
Ah,
You were thrown by a lady.
yeah.
Oh my
Well,
God.
Let's tell me about the experience that night.
well, first of all, kudos to that lady. That lady was great. And even today, I would say publicly, that lady is one of my favorite calypso singers. Her name is Lady Messenger. She actually won 3 crowns that year back to back. The female, the local, and the Leeward. And all well deserved. But yeah,
You want to know, I remember
let
all
me-
this thing, right?
yeah. That is actually the story. So of course, and after 2001, and I won. It took a little while, but then I started to believe. Because the day after I was like, did this really happen? You know, but it sank in. So by the next following year now, I thought to myself, yeah, man, you got a formula now.
Because the judges.
Yeah, so the next, because the judges. So the next year I came back with a similar kind of composition.
Like the nose
Yeah.
the same place.
Like they don't strike the same place. And I remember myself up on stage because the competition was on, because when that lady released that year, and we knew she had momentum, and I was feeling the pressure, you know, you hear about that easily lies ahead of the crowd.
Yeah.
And I was on that stage on my back literally rooted and all, because I was like, I'm not gonna lose this.
That's why after the Marco West, he moved on here.
Yeah, I will tell you, I mean, I follow all of this these years. What these questions was funny because I mean, I follow Calypso, and that year I didn't expect Hacha to lose, but when Little Messenger came out,
What song?
hey,
What song you sing that year after?
I try to remember the name, but
This guy.
no, I ain't got it here. I ain't got it here.
it's
I
gonna
ain't got it
come
here.
back to my head.
got
It's
it.
gonna come back, but
2002.
Yeah.
I can't remember myself right now, but
the name of the song was Calypso Campaign. I named it Calypso Campaign. So I went down the same vein of
Sing a little bit.
not
of
singing.
Previous-
Sing something.
No, I don't remember that one at all. It
Oh
was
my
not a winning
God.
song. It's not a winning
No,
song.
if I
so-
remember it.
all those other songs were winning songs. Why would I remember a song that I took blows with?
Of course.
You know.
I think people gonna like this
Yeah.
part.
but you know,
Cause this part of the show is like
Yeah.
really juicy. It's down. I think people love this part of the show.
Yeah.
actually, that night, and I saw my brother get some blows, right? From a little girl from Western too, you know what I mean?
My village.
Yeah, Lady Messenger. She was actually
Yeah.
she was very powerful. She won those 3 crowns and everything like that. She went down St. Thomas and everything like that. And you know, and people said, you know, that is the part that I don't like. But Lee wrote those songs for that lady. She's a lady now. Courtney was part of the show myself. I chose the judges. But Lee didn't know who the judges was, Courtney knew who the judges was. We all had assignments, right? Some things I do, some things everybody else do.
Yeah.
And but Lee gets some of the flack for that.
Why?
Because he was part of the committee, Calypso subcommittee.
Jellicoe.
And they thought that no, it wasn't Jellicoe.
Was it Jellicoe?
No.
And he
What
thought.
And they thought that he was part of the chosen of the judges. He was not. He was not part of I the one who chose those judges. Courtney did not choose anyone. Everybody had different roles.
Yeah.
And that night, the judge that we chose gave her the crown, and she got a crown.
Well, you said, but she had deserved it, so why?
But she deserved it.
Well, I was the monarch that time, and if anybody is supposed to complain, it's me.
Exactly.
And I will tell you, public, I was properly beaten.
Stop beating. Whoop
Properly.
Whooping.
I told you I was on my back. I got on the stage on my back because that lady was so strong that year.
Okay.
You understand?
Two
her
songs
voice.
out of the first song.
2 songs. but
Two songs.
She was
I think she sang. That's the year she sang the song about Caribbean unity.
Yeah, Caribbean, yeah.
And the
That's it.
song
She
was
went-
like
she went
about
Caribbean,
our
crown-
dumpling and
Delivered
candy
as
and
crown.
everything. Yeah, oh,
Yeah, and she
that
went to
song
Thomas
was
and-
just.
She didn't win St. Thomas though, but she won the 3 crowns here, the female monarch here and the good ones.
She went to
And-
Thomas to compete in what? In what show now?
Some show that had St. Thomas at the time. I can't remember the name of the show. But she went on there, but she didn't
do
she didn't win.
anything. No.
She didn't, matter of fact, she didn't place a time. You would be surprised, you know. When you go other places, you gotta be really tough. You know what I mean?
Like, I ain't believing what you're saying because other people, when you go other places, you hear what win other places. And then when you send somebody from Anguilla that with a top song, and you surprise that person, you come up with nothing.
But the criteria
you question a lot.
Do you know that Calypso criteria change all the time?
The
From
question
island
a
to
lot of
island,
things.
it'll change.
No, but then some of them songs, you don't wonder what the people singing.
I was
Really
trying
Who
to Chagdas in Pink Panther, Darwin Omad, and those guys, even some in St. Martin, to get a unified criteria in for the Caribbean. So every country would have the same criteria. Because when I went to St. Martin to judge, when I saw the criteria, I said, but wait, no. Some of these things you don't make in
no sense.
necessary. It make no sense at all. You don't discuss the Calypso show before the show. You know, well, you know, this is being viewed all over the place. You know what I mean? But you don't do those things.
Yeah.
You don't do those things.
Yeah.
Singing Venny came on afterward with a big thing as well, and
Yeah.
you know, the lady was going on a strike. Not a strike. I mean, was hitting hard until you know, somebody came again. But Hachad, you made strides, and I mean, you was always in what, the top 3 for years.
Yeah, for always the top 3 for years, and as I said, especially up to that point when I won. After that, things got a bit, you know, sketchy here and there. Competitions changed over the years. I think there was a lot of evolution in Calypso that started to happen too, and we would have spoke to some of those challenges earlier. Especially the way we adjudicate the things. I think you're making a point. How is it when people leave and they go on other islands, they can't win in everything? And these are exactly the kind of questions that we have to answer, not just in Anguilla, across the region.
I didn't bias. The judges,
You
the judges
understand?
be biased.
So that is
Nah, he
why.
getting it.
So that is why we really have to question the system. It's not always only about the people, but it's the system. If the system is designed that it allows, it makes it too easy for judges and people to manipulate, then that's where the problem comes in. You want to design the system that makes it less easy for
them to
persons to manipulate the system.
Okay.
If we do that, we wouldn't be having this situation where every time you go, if you go from Antigua and St. Kitts, you can't win. Because St. Kitts can make sure that
That they win.
nobody
Slinger.
from Antigua.
Yeah.
Would you
know,
would you compete in Anguilla again?
Oh no, I passed that.
I know
stage.
you've gone on to on the Lord's side,
I passed that stage.
and I know you encouraged me to get back in the church, but which I know I felt bad Father's Day I didn't join you,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna make an effort. But that's not what we're here about now.
Yeah, I'm dedicated to the church right now. I if they invite if the committee invite me as a guest artist, I can do something like that. But for me to take part in competition,
Because
I'm
it's a
finished
social
with-
commentary. It's nothing outside of that.
yeah,
you
I'm
be
not
singing.
I'm not I'm not
But
saying
we
it's
had
wrong.
somebody else who was a Christian that sang Calypso before.
You know, I'm not saying that is wrong, eh?
Well,
But
we have
person-
Pastor Gerard.
But personally,
Ranger?
We had
Yeah.
Pastor Gerard and those guys
Yeah, yeah.
who was, you know,
but personally for
but
me,
they was
You possibly believe.
I stay away from that.
Okay.
You know.
But with that voice you got, sing something again for me.
no singers,
Sing something for that voice, sir.
no singers.
Imagine,
Every year, singers put out a Calypso song.
imagine with that voice that you got, you sing something at 74, no 75.
Yeah.
Sing something again, man.
Before we close up, we got talk a little more
But
because
I want to
this
just
party.
get this plug into Jamal. Being a Christian doesn't disqualify you from
Right.
being a calypso.
No,
and
no.
let it be known.
That
I'm a
you're the
Christian,
Yeah.
and a proud, happy one too.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
It actually
What faith you be?
it actually well
What
that part is a
What
different
faith you be? Answer the
conversation.
question.
I'm Anglican.
Okay, because I Anglican too.
Yeah.
That's what I
But
want to
Christian doesn't.
No,
is not-
it's a personal thing. eh?
Christian isn't
I don't-
defined as by
and I'm not
being
saying that
Anglican
anything is wrong
or
with it.
whatever. Christian
You
is
know.
not defined by that. It's
But I
belief in the-
chose not to
Yeah.
enter competition,
you
especially
choose.
what I experienced here in Anguilla.
Okay.
So
Okay,
I'm away from that.
now we're winding down a bit now. We getting down to nitty gritty
And then
now.
I go sing.
And
Yeah.
yeah, hashtag I sing, but you got time, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, okay.
And then building your fans to
this
come
part-
up on it.
this part is-
This program building your fans to come
This
up.
always interesting part, always, right, lad? Right? Slinger, in those days, you sang only 2 years here.
Yeah.
Who were your fiercest competition you take in those days? Who you like think that you were scared of, basically, let's put in local tongue?
No, after I came, like I said, before I came up in '75,
The same question for you.
I heard that it was Kingo and Paul Ferro
Paul Ferro.
that I have to deal with. It was no match to me. You know, when
No
in,
singing
seven,
nothing
in
right,
'75, yeah, they wasn't singing nothing. I mean, there was nobody writing or singing in those days. And when I came back in '76, I had no fear. I had no fear of nobody who was in the competition. The same folks. You
Remember
know.
Unders Ryan Beach in
The same,
76?
huh?
Unders Ryan Beach in 76.
Well,
No, but remember that song that you sang there to us earlier, the last one?
yeah.
You need to, you got
No, that one wasn't recorded. I never recorded.
I want to hear that recorded because it to me is a current song.
Yeah, it is.
It need to be.
All of
It is.
them.
I love it. I
All
love
of them. The first one too. I like the first one
it.
too.
No, but those were recorded.
No, but I
No,
like the first one
the
too.
one about they're not ready for me. I haven't recorded either.
That's one I want to hear too.
Yeah.
I mean because you see the kind of jams he put there.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
ready for
yeah,
me?
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
Calypsonians do, you know.
Yeah.
They hit the Sparrow and Melody and fellas hit
Yeah,
each other
yeah.
on stage and thinking
Now-
that.
now-
And to tell you the truth, the Calypsonian wasn't ready for me. No, the Carnival Committee.
Wow. You stretch it a little further now.
I am telling you.
Big shot, big shot.
They
Big
were
shot,
not
back
ready. As a matter of fact, in that same song,
Loud.
I
Put it
told
loud.
them that I had a conversation with Sparrow. And
Put
he
it top
told
up.
me, don't bother with them, just lick them down.
But that's why you need a Calypso.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Watch out who your faces competition you think you had.
Well, starting from the junior, myself, Taneda, and there was a guy, Blazer. We used to have some really tight competitions, but
Okay.
but especially myself and Taneda for sure. We were always like number one, number two.
You trying to say that Taneda so old boy?
No,
You trying to say Taneda so old boy?
well, he's up. He's
You
he's
trying
up.
to say
He's up.
you trying to say Taneda so old
Yeah,
boy?
yeah.
He's up there.
You trying to say so?
He's up there now, but
That
he's
he running with me still.
he's up there now, but he's subtly behind me. Of course,
stand
of
on
course, I was a bit taller on stage. He was a lot
stand on
short. I don't know whether that used to help, because he was so good at that young age, you know. He was very good. As the years went on and I got into the seniors, I would have met people like Springer, and Springer was my close rival then. You know, so myself and Springer, Splinter less. Splinter, because at the time I moved into the seniors, Splinter would have started move away from it, and Splinter would have actually had some couple gaps and then would come back. I remember.
And you know, I would tell you something which Hacha would not admit. I mean, you can admit it tonight, which is good. They all start, which I don't. This is another conversation we talk about earlier, right? They all start with the Colonial City Club. Splinter and all those guys. They are like brothers, and they're not gonna fight each other. You see, he went to Springer and not to Splinter and Repeater. Hacha is a diplomat. Yeah, my boy. They're like brothers. They're like Calypso brothers.
You'll never call them names.
Yeah.
Well, why not? I should.
You know
I should.
something I regret really when I look back over the years. When I come from St. Thomas to sing, it was like a war. And who made it the war? The Carnival Committee made it the war. Because of how the way they treat me. And I resented the committee and the Calypsonian. But it's a shame that I never get to know fellas like Kinga and Paul Ferro and those guys. I never met them to have a conversation.
But yeah, no Beaver in St. Thomas.
Oh, Beaver's different thing.
Yeah,
we sang in St. Thomas together.
Yeah.
And
And
so
you didn't know Leo neither.
did I know Leo? No, I don't think until when I sang against him there.
Slinger, I must butt in here, right?
Yeah.
You're my family.
Yeah.
This is no biasness. Leo was a hell of a man today.
Say that again.
Leo was not easy on a stage here in Anguilla.
Well,
Composition and performance.
Okay.
I was going to high school at that time.
Okay.
And I saw Leo in the Valley Secondary School.
Yeah.
That man, when he dressed and when he sang.
Did you see him in the competition in '76?
No, I was actually.
lyrics.
I was in high
He
school.
lyrics tight for at that
Yeah.
time.
But the show was actually, they used to do shows in the high school.
Yeah, but I'm saying in '76.
No, I didn't say no.
Oh, okay.
They wouldn't leave me come up
Listen,
there.
but
Okay.
you got it though. But what I heard from Spring this thing, right? Your lyrics were tight at that time.
Yeah.
And I don't think that nobody lyrics were tight like how you sing that song just now.
But that's what I said.
Nobody lyrics was
That's
tight
what I
like
said.
that.
So I said,
Your
what I
lyrics
said.
was, look at your
yeah.
lyrics was international. Like, that what I must be trying to do here in Angola. Say they were trying to say everything is international. Like you were saying that.
But why his name is?
By having
Why his new name is?
by having somebody do this from Trinidad or something, trying to say the song international.
Yeah.
But your lyrics were international at that time.
But that's his name now.
But you know what helped me being in St. Thomas and seeing the guys from Trinidad come there every year, and I sang with them as well. So that helped me, to when I came up here. I mean, there's a guy in Norton named Gabe. You know, y'all know
Yeah,
him?
we know. He live rock farm now.
I met Gabe a couple of years on Back Street, and he said to me, Slinger, he said, from the time you came up on stage, I know that you were different. You understand? Before you even open your mouth, I know you were different because I had that thing in me. As a
Good thing he was a judge, man.
I had a stage presence.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You can imagine how you sing that song just
Yeah,
now.
man. Let me tell you
That's
something.
50 years ago.
Yeah.
The melody of that, how you sing that,
he
that's relevant now.
Yeah.
He got a very nice tone. And
Well,
one more thing. In '76, right before I came off the stage singing, I felt somebody lift me up.
Yeah.
You know who that was? Daisy Wang.
Wow.
My cousin Daisy Wang, she lift me up and I was only 145 pounds at that time.
Yeah.
Which I was not.
Yeah.
And she took me backstage. I mean, everybody know that I won.
There's no hard job.
Yeah. What I would say about Slinger, and I didn't know Slinger until before
When I came home here.
more recent, you
Yes.
know. But when Slinger would have gave us some songs not too long ago, and that was the first time I get to hear who this Slinger is.
Right.
And I remember one very well, the Obey Man in Swan, and another
Some shows,
big
yeah.
hit. But what I observed, Slinger is actually very different in his style of composition, but also it's very similar if you go back to the 90s and even the early 2000s of how Calypso was written. And we were talking earlier about the Calypsonian then used to very much focus on you know, being the satire and the humor and everything. So, and I think he does a very good job of maintaining that, because I notice whenever he puts pen to paper, and even those songs he sang there tonight, you can gravitate to it one time.
One time, right?
Yeah.
Which is very different to the way we write calypsos now,
Wow.
because the calypsos right now are very academic.
Yeah.
Maybe because we are judging them, they have to be,
When
but
you
I
sing
don't
that
know.
again, a master's,
Yeah.
a master's agreement.
Yeah.
I can tell you,
You
what
can
in
mess up.
75,
Huh?
Academic
Academic
in
in
Producer
this.
part about you now, now. I like the producer
yeah.
part about you. I like this producer part.
I have a
They-
friend,
they
I
are
have a friend, I have a
Just
friend in
answer
that.
a large question. They're academic in the sense that it reminds you very much of when you was in high school and the teacher gave you a topic and tell you write a composition on that topic. Because I dare say a lot of the songs, technically they are not calypsos, because calypso fundamental should be like poetry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of them are just long sentences and
Yeah.
maybe the end of the words rhyme.
Yeah.
But in the true fundamental structure of calypso,
I suppose
they're
you got
not
that. I suppose
calypsos.
you got
Eh? They're just compositions with music fitted to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I support you.
Yeah. You're great, video.
The difficult songs.
Good producer,
I
I like
mean,
this
like,
side. I like this side.
I want to remember them on
So
stage.
those-
Yeah, you do
when
remember.
when people say questions on live, you read them out to us and let us know. I like this new side. I like this new side. You ever said though? Okay.
You got questions there?
No, we got. I can't see.
Yeah.
We got some on this.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a fan in that side. And after the 75 competition, he didn't know who I was, but he told my sisters afterwards. He said that he was in the village, and he said he don't know who that guy is, but he done win the competition already.
Even before you finish thing.
Even before I finish saying.
I ain't lied, though. How
I
you
will-
deliver
I-
just now.
Yeah, his
How
style
you,
of-
your
his
style,
style
how
of-
you
yeah.
deliver just now.
Yeah.
Oh, like, get to sing again.
If you hear that original song, I
It's,
mean,
it's a
I
classic
knew it over
style
the
of
years.
calypso. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it over the years. That song, Ronald Webster is King.
Yeah.
That song we grew up with, and I mean, like,
I never
it's
heard
a big
before.
tune, a big tune.
Yeah.
I never heard before, and I can tell you from hearing it the first time just now.
Yeah.
I love it.
It hits you one
It hit
time.
me one time. You understand?
Yeah.
It hit me one time. Even the other song you sing again, it hit me one time. Maybe it's your tone, your melody hit me, but
You can
it
call
hit
in
me
up
one
the
time.
radio stations to hear that song.
But you are affiliated,
Ronald Webster's King.
Slinger with, I know Shadow, one of your favorite people. You know, you like Sparrow.
Yeah.
And those guys. I saw a song the other night. I was just going browsing through Facebook,
Yeah.
and I bounced up, because you made me tell me about Sparrow. Shadow.
Yeah.
Shadow is a unique calypsonian. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A very unique. The way he stand up on stage,
Yeah.
he ain't got no heap of flourish.
Yeah.
He stand up one place, he turn north, he turn south.
I think
he
he
do
boring.
all kind
I
of
think
stuff.
it's boring, but it sound good.
No,
It's beautiful.
and I played this song, and I mean, I think I got a bookmark and everything in that, right?
Yeah.
And he said, if I coulda,
Yeah.
if I woulda, I said it to you too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I said it to you.
I got it, well.
And that song to me, I listen all
Yeah,
night
yeah.
because it's just creativity. That
Yeah,
guy,
yeah,
that
yeah.
guy
Woulda,
was just.
I
I
shoulda.
mean,
I paid
if I
tribute-
coulda, you know.
I paid tribute to Shadow when he won the road march in '74 with Bassman.
Basement's numbers.
I paid
Yeah.
Not listen to him in Trinidad.
But he went numbers too. And
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
he,
been-
probably did.
He did.
But in
numbers.
Trinidad,
Yes, he been doing
yeah.
numbers. But
Let me tell you
boom,
something.
boom, boom,
The
boom,
best,
boom.
that
Yeah,
probably
he wants to do that thing.
my favorite calypso ever to play on keyboard.
I was numbers that year.
Oh man, you kidding? The bass man and the other one, the other flip side of that. I don't remember. I come out to play.
But that was a bigger one.
I remember.
That was
I remember
You
playing
meet
that.
anybody, them say, I
Playing
come
it-
out to play.
Yeah.
And so Thomas, that was a big show.
Yeah, Carnival Parade, man. I could remember that. We playing
Yeah.
it in E sharp. E sharp, yeah.
You what you say?
Oh man,
sharp,
are you
yeah.
kidding me? Black Keys, you know. Oh
E
man,
sharp.
I be down the
Oh,
road,
like
man.
cards,
Down the
calling
road.
cards.
Yeah.
Calling cards.
You know. So I paid tribute to him in St. Thomas. Miss Mary was so fat, she couldn't make the grade. She couldn't even make it to St. Thomas Parade. Jericho, well, you know. I mean,
yeah.
I just put calypsos together. Jericho was Kitchener's tune. And Sparrow was what Sparrow song was that? Yeah, boy.
You know, he got a lot.
But anyway, Shadow came from Tobago and he beat them just so. And I get second runner up in St. Thomas for that. Chalk Dust, the same year, I wrote a song on Chalk Dust as well.
That's my personal friend. Don't say nothing bad about him.
No. So I sing about Chalk Dust,
I will call him now, you know. I got him on speed there, you know. I'll call him now.
No, but he know. I sing about Chalk Dust the Monday night when the Calypso show opened in the Lionel Roberts Stadium. Do you know that by Saturday night of the competition, he had an answer to that?
Those guys are really
But sharp,
okay?
Sharp.
I am telling you.
Sharp.
You know?
I sat with Chalk Dust in the hotel. I brought him here. I met him one time over in Cape Wallace.
So you're a friend of Sharp then?
Chalk Dust is my personal friend.
Okay.
I was coming from Dominica, Juliet, and we had to go from Dominica to Antigua. He was going to Trinidad. Catch another flight going on there. And I had to get another flight come to Martin and things like that. He was so scared on that flight, right? Because there was a lot. Yeah, he was very scared.
Turbulence.
Yeah, turbulence. And his beard turned gray one time.
What?
Yeah, you kidding?
So that's how it gets so grey, huh?
Remember, I'm live, you know. This is not live. I say this is live.
Yeah.
He hold hands with me and he tell me, I'll be friends, man. Cause he said, I keep so, no, I fear too, but I didn't show nothing.
Yeah.
And we exchanged numbers, everything like that. And then, you know, we're talking about Calypso, something like that, man, because, you know. And I said, Hollis, I'm going to get you and Anguilla to come here to do workshop, like that. To the youth and culture, we do workshops here. And Charlotte be my friend. That was in the 90s, you know.
Yeah.
What year that was?
90s. 95 or something. Long time ago, Cape Wallace, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
And he stayed my friend. He came here. One year he came here, he said he's not going to charge to do nothing. Just pay his ticket here and everything like that. I get him here, I get some people to get a ticket for him and come here in Anguilla. And for the starting by.
Yep.
And he came here and he said, instead of bringing me all the time, you know enough now. You and Brother Lee.
Yeah.
You do some workshops down there.
Yeah.
He gave me presentations. PP PowerPoint presentations.
Right.
And I grasped them and we did some for the juniors here.
That was really nice.
I can call him right now on my phone. He would answer me. His wife died recently.
His wife died?
Yeah.
This time we talking about him now.
I mean,
This time right now, say we talking about him now.
No. This time of night, I don't think I would want to do that. Because he's much older now, eh?
Yeah, I benefited from some of those workshops with him, actually.
Yeah, he was a good
very
soldier.
good. I should probably head over to the tent now.
Let the people know what's going on now. Let the people know what's going on.
He can do that while I get my last question.
Absolutely. Well,
let the people know what they expect from you.
So many people been speaking to me about it today. I thought everybody in Anguilla know about the Calypso tent tonight by the Traff, captained by the Traff, right? Well, social media is powerful these days. Actually, I sang a song about that last year. The power of social media.
Yeah.
But the Traff is right across with the Lions. Keep their annual Christmas fete. Yeah, right there under the tamarind tree.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all happening there tonight, and from what I hear, it's all 30 Calypsonians are going to be there. Wow. And you know what's great? Because the quarterfinals is next week, so all Calypsonians, you better believe, will be trying to not only be in the tent, but for us, it's actually practice.
Yeah.
So, do you believe this is important?
My final question, this is I just sharing my partner here. Do you think that Calypso tents are integral and vital in promoting the Calypso at Anguilla
kind of a
time, and what format you would suggest?
Oh yeah, Calypso tents are hands down quite a benefit to the Calypsonians because it affords you practice for sure. Also, it's a nurturing ground for.
You don't think it should be like? You don't think it should be like? Not just like coming up to carnival, because that's what carnival tends to be. But it should be all year round. That's what I think.
Yeah,
Answer that question.
Calypso,
Yes, yes,
it will,
yes,
it will
yes.
help not to keep the art form alive.
Dog fresh.
Keep it alive.
Yes,
What-
yes. And I tell you what would happen too. It would actually change the focus of the Calypso, because there's a difference for when the Calypsonians are preparing for competition in August to when you're preparing a song to entertain. They're actually two different kind of Calypsos, and the mindset changes.
So
You understand?
Hear what you say changes, right? Yes, baby.
And that-
if we are sponsored by changes, and the whole idea is that Javon changes can call you at December to sing here. A couple of guys come in and do.
But I think if you do a kind of time, right, that builds confidence. You understand? So when that build confidence.
Is that what he said just now?
You build confidence when you
Yes.
sing. So when you made your new song, you
You know your words perfectly. Javon right.
Yeah. Well, we said it already. The Calypso tent, it's eyes closed. It's a huge benefit to the Calypsonian in more ways than one.
So we need to get
For
that year
all
round.
those-
We need to get that
All year round.
It's
Get
not,
it, get it.
it's
Not
not
just-
it's not easy to do. In Trinidad,
But
you
you just
try
said
that.
some code saying what it costs to do it at 10.
Yeah.
They were saying basically to do a 10 is $4,000. You wasn't listening to the podcast now?
He did say that.
at the beginning.
It's very expensive.
And then we
It's
were
very
talking about,
expensive to run a Calypso tent.
the first thing you were talking about is
Now.
But Calypso
The-
need
the
to be
po-
paid, you know.
the
They need to be
supporter-
paid.
the
Now
supporter-
he doing it now. He's speaking from
The-
committee standpoint,
Yeah.
and I guess
Association.
governmental standpoint.
But there's another side to it.
But the other
Association.
side
Yeah, yeah.
would be whether it can be done privately. And Dice would have spoke of our Colonial City Club back in time when I
Exactly.
started as a youngster. That was actually a tent.
But I think
It was a group of us. We used to go around the island.
When you
It
tax,
can be
Yeah.
as a donation, you go, but you gotta have people to pick up the donation. Yeah, so I know people like to be a part of clubs, and they like to be a part of clubs, not to do no work. I hear that.
I
Yeah,
believe the Calypso Association, the body, should really pursue those tents, but be unified and work in conjunction with the committee and make sure it's properly done. So you only got this disjointed thing, because Hatchet should not be going to just sing tonight for free. Calypso tents make money in Trinidad. You know that thing, huh?
Listen, if I were part of that,
Antigua,
if
I
were
got some
part of
partners
that,
like,
if I were part of that, you wouldn't sing the night for free.
Yeah.
but you can't sing
Yeah,
for free.
if I were
boy.
part of
So
that,
we just sing
if
for
I were
free?
sing-
You
if I were
can't
part of
sing-
that,
you can't
you
sing for
wasn't
free,
sing the
Hatchet.
night
For who,
free.
the Carnival Committee?
If I were part of that.
For the Carnival Committee?
Okay, let me don't start that, man. Let me
Yeah.
start that
You know
one.
you're
though.
not- okay.
Let's-
No, we
let's-
start no
let's-
one.
But no,
really,
but
we
listen,
know the best of it.
But
Listen,
No.
in Trinidad, I was in Trinidad.
Sponsorship should take care of all of this.
Yeah,
Tents and everything. So
yeah.
you got supposed to get
Yeah.
paid. That's supposed to be.
The Carnival Committee, they call themselves CDC in Trinidad.
Huh? No, we not voting. We
Let's
talk
see
Calypso.
Let's see what you say. We
All
diverting
these
producer.
things is
Why?
Calypso.
Why you think we diverting producer?
All
Yeah,
these
but
things
a
is
And
Carnival-
producer, why
yeah,
you dividing?
A carnival
the-
tent is traditionally run
him
by
involved.
a
A
promoter.
promoter, right?
Yeah, not the government or the CD or the Carnival Committee. You
Right,
understand?
exactly. I got you.
Right, but the Carnival Committee can also have their own Carnival Calypso tent as well.
Charlie Records in New York used to always do Calypso tents right there in Brooklyn.
Well, that was not tent. That was just a show on Labor Day.
No,
I think.
before Labor Day, I went to many tents. Well, no, not tents. No, you're right.
Yeah.
It's not tents. Everybody was just showcasing themselves.
Showcase themselves. I think
But a tent is showcasing.
showcasing the
To a certain
Calypso,
extent.
Calypsonian, they getting money, right? That's part of it. Plus, you have a special night when the Carnival Committee sending judges.
When
To judge-
when
to-
Charlie
in
Records
different-
do
in
them
different
stuff there,
tents.
they pay the guys, right?
Oh yeah. Them guys get paid. Them guys-
But on the
you-
subject of tents, there is also a wider conversation to be had about tents. Because tents, if you look at it in Trinidad, because there's in-season Calypso and then there's out of season.
But the thing,
So-
is,
so-
you gotta have support, because right now in Trinidad is like after Carnival done, Calypso done. That's the way it is.
It's season.
It's very hard to keep.
But
to-
when that season,
and
start
that-
from
I don't like
It
that.
start from November. It start from November to February.
yeah.
And
Like a long
that's-
season,
that's-
man.
Yeah, it's a long
Right.
season.
And that's where I was going with the point I was going to make.
Okay.
Remember I said there's a wider conversation
Yeah.
to be had about tents.
Right.
Because there's, and I can repeat, there's in season, there's out of season. I think the conversation about out of season, if we focus on that for a moment, then what you're really looking at is the calypsonian as an entertainer, which is very different.
I got you.
But
You
that's
understand?
that would be good
and,
for you to.
and I am going to
your,
tell you, when
your
you get
skills.
the calypsonian as an entertainer,
Oh,
you
man.
will get a different kind of
Yeah, you get different voice.
compositions.
Yeah,
Be-
different
and
voice.
matter of fact,
That'd be good for your
matter of
skills.
fact, you see the songs that you heard,
He ain't singing
He
one
ain't
singers
song.
singing.
He ain't singing
Those
Those
one
are
song.
the kind of calypsos you're gonna see start to come
But that way you
forward.
want.
But Hacha, he will be
You
singing one
understand?
song even. As a tailor, he ain't singing one song.
No, you've been over years. Over the years, if he turn an entertainer, he'll sing all the songs that he do the previous years.
You know,
and that would be good for
you mean
too.
as,
You know,
as a single entertainer, single person?
Yeah.
And then, oh no, you're gonna sing a lot of people different
Over the
songs.
years, I developed a
Not
style.
only your song.
I write songs, I sing for bands. You come here just singing, I sing nobody's song. You know? I sing my song. I promote myself. Not,
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I mean,
I
not
understand.
really promoting like trying to look money.
Yeah.
But I sing only songs I write.
You bias.
So here,
No, being
biased.
biased.
You bias.
so here's
You
one
ever
of
hear
the,
Bonnie Flames play in the band
biased.
song?
So you like when I play this mix all the time?
No, exactly. Exactly. And you see exactly what comes
so
from.
here's one of the
Well,
things I recall.
That record or not?
Here's
Yeah.
one of the things I
Is that
recall
record?
from our Colonial
That's
City Club, which was like a tent, eh?
Yeah.
It was almost a rule. Every Calypsonian had to go out there, make sure you had one joke with you. Whether you got it in your song or whether you got a joke to tell the audience.
Yeah.
Because you see, at that time and in that scenario, we understood the only way this tent gonna survive, the only way people are going to keep coming and be interested
Attractive,
is we had to make sure our songs themselves were interesting, one.
Right.
And if your song is not interesting, make sure you are interesting by having a joke to go along
But
with
it's
it.
building you too.
And,
you gotta
and,
say
and I'm saying,
as an entertainer.
those things has been lost, you see, because
Traditional
I
calypso.
need to read that point down.
Yeah.
That's a
Traditional.
good put on point.
Very
That
good.
is I can read that one on there.
Yeah.
I can put your name to it. Cause that's a good point.
Don't forget the show will be brought to you by Changes located South Valley. Next to next to Lantern Bowl. We sell pizzas, pastas, quesadillas, burritos, tacos, whatever you want, and drinks. And the closing time, the open time for Changes is 11:45 to 3 o'clock and 6 to 10:30 daily. And we have another sponsor, which is Premier. Premier Services. And the phone number for Changes is 772-9119.
Again.
772-9119. Thank you, producer.
You know, over the years, right? I've been in that village. No, big wrap them. No, just I mean, if you want to leave, you can leave.
Got
But
4
just
more minutes to wrap up this thing.
we with the company Calypso, I love Calypso. But you know Hot Shot, I love Calypso. Stinger, you know I love Calypso. And I will do anything to help. The mentorship program, I know Hot Shot could speak to this a little bit too as well. I want to see that more encouraged here in Anguilla there. Because at some point, Hot Shot gonna spring up, gonna say, you know what, God forbid, something gonna happen, and they have to pass on that baton. Who are we there? Who are we identifying? Which come back to Devon point, which I want to be re-echoed in the end. Re-echoed in the end in terms of where we can get us going, because that point, he shared already with me like more, about 4 years now,
A long time.
when from over there, about how we can really stimulate a lot of things in Angola. And he's right, the more I think about it, that youth,
yeah,
the schools,
Everything's happening to you.
start from there. You can't bring a man 16 years now to come sing junior Calypso. No. Share the idea you had.
So I got an idea, right? Just like how sports they be, right, in Angola. You notice how sports they be?
yes.
And you see how the parents are come out and support sports there? You imagine, right, if they have inter competitions in the schools with Calypso, Princess Princess shows, in the talent shows.
Yes.
You imagine how that gonna turn out, and how the youth the feedback, the
Parents,
feedback.
everybody come
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
So I have an idea like an idea for that, right? So like each school do indoor shows, which is like have like semi shows like Calypso shows and Princess shows. And
Leading up to the
to
vibe.
choose who will represent them
Yeah,
school.
school. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? At the
Yeah.
same time though, I got problem with when you're passing these march passes that these schools got. They always got a car playing the music. You know what I'm saying? I think that we should have steel pan back in the school.
It's
You know
not,
what I'm saying? So
it's
we
not
build,
there anymore.
No. You know what I'm saying? So I think with all the I got planned to have calypsonians, Princess show, steel pan, and a mass camp.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In the school, so everything will pass on. And the kids
I like
will
that,
grow-
I agree,
The,
yeah.
the kids will grow with it.
I like that. I like
From
that.
high school, from primary school to high school. And then as an adult.
I like that because the point was made earlier about, I think when Mr. Wooten were here, how we now actually have an abundance of people playing music by shit. And you know how that happened?
But I went in high
Because
school.
there was actually a school program teaching
But I
the
went in high
kids,
school.
you know. So, but I'm
primary
coming to
school
your
don't have
point.
No, primary school have it.
I'm coming to the point you make. You're kind of making that point. If we do the same thing with Calypso, down the road we would see the fruits of that. So
labor,
I actually,
the labor.
The fruits of labor.
yeah,
Anything.
I like the idea.
Yeah.
You know, just a question. I just realized I didn't ask for it, but I will ask him personally. Via WhatsApp, and I will share with us here. Why we didn't talk about having a concert, not a Calypso show, a Calypso concert at a good location where we could have a lot of people come out who love Calypso with all the past winners of Calypso and Anguilla.
Maybe that could happen.
We will not get all because we lose some.
Good idea.
Maybe that could happen. That is the idea.
Yo, you imagine that
It's still time to. It's still
Man.
time to
Idea,
try.
good idea.
Yeah, it's a
Brilliant idea.
they
Not for this year, but
no, of course it happened this
It
year.
can happen anytime.
Of course it happened this year.
It can happen
Well,
We
anytime.
know the winners are.
It don't have to happen during carnival.
This-
It could be before or after Carnival.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
okay.
This is the right year for
Cause
that. But
we still in 50, you know, no matter what. We still
Well,
in
yeah,
50.
I have been personally meeting some of the older Calypsonians and like saying to them, hey, you're in this year, hey, what's happening, you know? And I could call their names, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But a lot of them express like, man, if only somebody would reach out from, from the committee also, you know?
The baddest practice.
You know?
Start up.
So I think it could happen, but it just need a little push with those guys because those guys actually want to do it.
I want to share with Courtney. I mean, I just realized is it written, not typed.
Type, yeah.
That I had it here to ask him, and it just slipped me. But I'm sure he'll be listening. But I'm still gonna ask him about it. And people are hearing, punch it to Courtney and ask him why we can't have this past Calypso Monarch, not a competition, a concert
Yeah.
where people who got spending power can go and listen to good Calypso.
Where you have what I said?
It don't have to be
Well, that
Courtney.
is what I.
It don't have to be the carnival committee.
No, I was remember the Calypso Association or the committee. I don't.
Could be a private promoter can do something like that.
That's true. Yeah.
Where you lay that
Yeah.
setting to be in the new load? Yeah. Where you lay that setting to be?
Well, we try out there to other
we-
people.
we-
I got some ideas, but I wouldn't want to be dictated that really.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't depend on the carnival committee for a lot of these stuff.
Wait,
a lot of
wait,
these
but
things.
need to
where
go
you
over
think?
there now.
No, where you think it should be? Where you think it should be?
Where it should be?
Somewhere there. I mean, because
Look,
you
look,
want maximum participation.
Where it should be, but
No, I just
but
wanted.
we building a new
State of the art.
state of the art. Yeah.
So that's how I was right. That's how I was right.
Of
course.
Of course.
I just trying out.
Yeah, I think that question go without.
Maybe since that you've been involved in Calypso for years,
Yeah.
that should be your that show should be your show named after you.
Hey,
I think it should be there.
That show should be your show and named after you. What do you think? As for your legacy.
Thank you, Slinger and Hotshot. Courtney, thank
Thanks
you.
for having me. Thanks
Live.
for having me.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Glad to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you,
man.
Roy.
Always a
it's been a
pleasure being
pleasure.
here. Come there.
Thank you
Yeah.
for
And
inviting
thank-
me having it. It's been a very Engaging.
Very engaging.
You will hear the
Engaging.
feedback. People will blow up your phone and let you know what you want to say, what you should have said.
Yeah.
Maybe he
Very
has seen when they
engaging
come this time.
discussion.
Maybe he may just get it. He may just get it this time.
Yeah.
Because we don't understand who he is.
Yeah.
And for all the listeners and the fans, remember that we were here only reminiscing, remembering the good days, and all.
That's all it is.
All discuss here is just for the betterment of
It had
Calypso
nothing to
in any
do
way.
with the Calypso show this
So
year.
if we mash in the cans, you know, apologize
The name
for
of the
that.
show is Can You Remember?
But I mash cans. I know. My name is Jared Dice and he is Jamal. And
We mash cans.
We mash cans.
That's the new slogan? We mash cans.
We mash cans. To the 50 we mashing cans.
So,
You eat them still.
so for those who may have joined us late, once again, Hot Shot will be in action, coming for the quarterfinals on Friday the 28th. Do come out and
Where's
support
location
all
for-
the guys.
Where's the location for quarterfinals?
If I tell you the truth, we don't even have a knowledge of that yet. I think it's
Wow,
still
wow.
being worked out, by the way.
Wow, wow,
we know for sure it's not going to be in the new land.
We
Wow,
can't
wow.
promote that. We can't promote that.
So,
Wow,
but
wow,
I do
wow,
not
wow.
have that information.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Changes cannot take responsibility for that.
Empathy, but how you know that producer? How do you know that producer?
Changes cannot take responsibility for that part of it. Slinger,
Annie?
my family,
Yes.
good to
was
see your
nice.
cause.
Thanks for
And
having
you know,
me, man. Thanks for having
I know
me.
you missed the one you went to Jamaica.
All right.
You had to
Thank
go
you,
urgently.
Annie. Yeah.
All right, good.
Thank you, brother.
Good,
Javan.
Good guys. Keep up the good works.
And you
All
know,
right.
we'll all be in touch with them.
You are to the listeners.
Definitely. Definitely.
You will always, once the Calypso is around, we are
Producer
like,
back there looks
we'll always talk.
in his
Calypso.
role,
Okay.
producer role. Right.
And I hope maybe
Producer.
maybe they could use it for judge one of these, one of the prelim.
No,
You wouldn't judge?
No, I take no part in that.
Stinger is a powerful man, you know, Calypso, you know. Yeah, he's a man.
Yeah, I'm not taking part in that stuff.
Huh?
No.
The man of the God.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I always like to be in your company, you know that.
Well, yes, I know that.
You're
I know
my
that.
buddy, you
This is
know.
the first time I met you, right? And
Yeah, first time
I
I'm seeing
fell in love. I fell in love.
Like
You know
I
what I'm saying?
told-
I fell in love, I fell in love with the vice too.
Like I told you before, my father worked with your
Your grandfather. I
Public
understand
works.
it.
Yeah.
So we have a connection.
But
You
we are.
come, I want before you leave though, right? I wanted to end off this show
You want to hear that song?
with
you
that
know?
song again.
You want to hear
Which
that
song?
song?
Which one?
You love that
But
song?
this time, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now that my country is free, now that we gone down in history, I am calling on my leader and my people to get together, make plans for the future. No longer must we ponder over past matters. We got to move, we got to forward on and make reservation for this young nation. Our nation must be second to none. Ba-da-ba-da-bam. Now that my country is free, let me build the economy and get my people out the gutter. Ronald Webster. Don't let we suffer long together under Robert Bratcher. Build factories, bring in new industries, and try to implement what is right for we. This a proper government. I forget
Yeah.
Oh, let my country rise to the top. Together we aspire, we must never stop. That was the chorus, but I don't remember all the
Yeah, but
chorus.
I appreciate
But
that
that's
song.
good- that's good
And later
enough,
comes
that's
up with that
good
song,
enough.
and later comes it up.
You know, Stinger,
Yeah,
as well, we have close family.
yeah.
I need you to do that song. You need to do
Yeah.
it. And just restructure it.
As
We
a
take,
man-
we take a Ronald name, we
Yeah.
put the
But that's still
name.
modern though. It's still
No, but
it's still
it's appropriate. It's
You're
appropriate
right.
song.
Yeah.
And he appealing. It just
It's not appealing.
it's not political or nothing.
No,
it's
no,
just
it's not. It's
down
not.
the middle.
Yeah, right down the middle.
What do you
Yeah.
think? What do you think about? You ever thought about doing it?
To tell you, I must be honest with you. The music is done already by Frankie McIntosh.
I know Frankie
It's just
the
for
boy.
me. It's just for me now to go put my voice down on it.
So,
and bring it out.
but you need a couple of sponsors.
Oh no, well,
Frankie's a boy, you know.
I know that. You know, I know Frankie. Frankie was working with me since 1981 in New York. So all of my
But
recordings.
there's another one yeah, do them before. We didn't sing it though, but there's another one I love earlier, but I know it, but
Which one is that?
not the Rivalry song, the second song. Which I think I really like so much, but you say lose on that one. It's 75.
In 75?
Yeah, the second song.
No, I don't remember the second song. I know there was a little carnival ditty in 75, but Ronald Webster was the big
I'm
one.
singing to me already, man. No,
I singing for you already?
Yeah? Don't worry about it. Yeah, we go.
You mean they ain't ready for me? That one? That I sang earlier?
Yeah.
That's the one?
Yeah.
Oh. They say, how I didn't win the Calypso King.
That's it.
Yeah. How they can sing. And how they promise to knock me down. They say, the crown must stay in stony ground. Tell them I say, you could keep the crown, but I have the throne. And I intend to rule that throne from now until 1995.
Stop.
This ain't no joke.
That is the part there.
Is that what you like?
That's what I
I
like.
came, I can sing 95.
Yo, bye is a brilliant
We
voice.
wrapping up the show. The show was really nice. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you all for
viewers.
coming. Thank you all. Thank you for tuning in.
It's a different
Tune
show.
into next week show. And we had changes. Like we say again, we had changes. Changes are located in South Valley. Oh my God.
Next Friday we have 2 brilliant persons will be with us. I was just about to say the names, but it's not confirmed yet. But you will see them tomorrow.
post.
Yeah, you will see the post.
Thank you
Devon,
all.
thank you, my brother, as always. Slinger,
Yeah, thank you, bro.
always, cause
Devon, nice for having me.
Thank you.
Okay.
you guys.